Fam, you wouldn't show up to your game unprepared, so why you still wilding out down there? That's why I had to collab with Manscaped. It's all about precision, confidence, and staying ready for whatever's coming your way, if you get what I mean. When you feel clean, you move different. And on the Courtnee Edgar Show, we keep it real, we keep it sharp, focused, and ready for anything. Now, I ain't gonna steer you wrong, so you gotta make sure you hit the link below. The link is gonna be in the description as well as pinned in the chat. And look, get your Manscaped kit right now and stop showing up to life unprepared. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Courtnee Edgar Show. What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube, where we talk about everything under the sun as long as it gets back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. Check this out. If you're here just to watch, enjoy the show. But if you're here to think sharper and move differently, this is the place to be. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. Listen, we got some fire topics for y'all tonight. We locked in tonight. You feel me? Listen, I'm coming with the shades today. What up, D'Angelo? What's good with you, big dog? How y'all feeling? But before we tap in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification, all right? And listen, if you want to move different, if you want to think more sharp, and if you want to get with like-minded people, you definitely want to tap into the Patreon, because that's where we think and so we talk. That's how we move. We move differently over there in the Patreon. So you definitely want to tap into the Patreon. All right, let's get it. And if you want to support the channel, please do so. And you can do it in the super chats, or you can tap into the Cash App. The link is in the description as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these topics, because we got a lot to cover tonight. You feel me? So let's go ahead and rock out, man. So first topic of tonight, we got to talk about some wives, bro, because apparently a lot of women feel as if it's necessary to get on live to talk down about their husbands and what they feel about their husbands, instead of actually going to their husbands and actually having these conversations with them. But they feel okay to get online to talk shit about their husbands. So I want y'all to watch this video, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. All right, let's get to it.
Am I the only one that's like this? Probably not. But when my husband is sick, he's been puking all night. Even if he has a cold, for some reason, the rage inside me is such a fiery rage. And I know there's nothing he can do about it to control it. But it just makes me so angry. It's so ridiculous that it makes me so angry. So he's been puking all night. So I slept on the couch because he like moans and groans. He's like noisy when he's sick. And I'm going to try and be a good wife today. I'm going to try and get him some medicine. I think maybe it makes me so mad because if I'm sick, like I still like do my thing. Like I'm still a mom. I still have stuff I have to do. If I'm like super, super sick, I'll like stay in bed, obviously, if I can't even function. But like me as a person, when I'm sick, like close the door, leave me alone. I'm going to do this stuff to help myself get better. And I'm going to sleep it off. He like, I think it's just the moaning and the like, I'm an awful wife. I understand that. And I also can't wait to get it. And I know I'm not going to get it. I'm going to pound the silver. We're pounding vitamin C. We're doing all of them. We've got our oils. We've got all our things to prevent anybody else from getting this. But we're married, and we had a fun night last night. So 3 hours later, he was puking. Please tell me I'm not going to get this.
So here's my thing. I'm trying to understand something here. Men can't do shit at this point. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Niggas can't even get sick because they feel some sort of disgust towards us when we get sick. Mind you, most men on a regular basis don't get sick. But when we do, the reason why motherfuckers act all crazy is simply because we normally don't get sick. So it's not like y'all ladies, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers get sick at least once a fucking week. So you're used to it. You're used to getting sick all the time. It's always something. It's either you got the sniffles, your stomach hurting, the shark week is coming, or you got a fucking migraine, or you got a fucking cold, or it's all of it together. But it's at least once a week. At least once a week you get sick off of something. So you're used to it. Your body has gotten used to the fact that you gonna get sick at least once a week. Us, on the other hand, nigga, we probably will get sick one time out the year, maybe one time in 2 to 3 years. Some men hadn't been sick since the past 5 or 6 years. So the fact that you even fix your lips to sit up here and say, well, I feel the disgust because of the moans and groans. Nigga, we ain't used to this shit. We ain't used to getting sick. So if a motherfucker has to, if he gets sick and then you see him moaning and groaning, mind you, he ain't used to that. So why is it such a big deal? Why is it such a issue? Why do y'all have to come online and then think it's okay for you to talk about your husband? Because I'm pretty sure your friends and your family follow you too. So they're going to hear you talking shit about your husband. I don't get it. And it seems to be a lot of these white women doing it too. It seems to be a lot of white women doing it. Fellas, white men, I'm going to need y'all to get a hold of y'all women. I'm going to need y'all to grow some balls and tell them, I know it ain't all of y'all. I know it's not all of y'all. So let me go ahead and set the precedent. I know it's not all of you. However, damn near every time I've seen a video of a wife saying something in regards to what her husband does or what her husband doesn't do, it's always a white woman. I'm gonna need y'all to be a little bit more careful and be a little bit more careful, be a little bit more stern, have some kahunas, and actually tell your lady, hey, stay the fuck off the internet talking about me, dog. I don't care how you feel. I don't care who you want to vent to. The internet ain't the place to go. On any level. On any level whatso goddamn ever. Because I don't understand it at all. Exactly, D'Angelo. Exactly. He's married to someone who don't love him enough. That sucks. Ain't that some shit? She over here complaining, but she's always a sick one. I guarantee you he ain't online talking about, yeah, man, well, my wife, every time she gets sick, bro, I swear to God, it just makes me sick to my stomach. She always so secluded. She wants to close the door. She want to go to sleep. She don't want to deal with anybody, man. I just can't deal with this shit. I can't. Am I wrong as a husband? Am I a terrible husband for that? Because I don't want to get this shit. Like, y'all don't see this shit, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't see this. But hey, guess what? Get the views, get the clicks, get the money when you talk down about your man. That's what sells. Y'all think it's box that sells, which it does. There's a market for it. However, talking about the downfall of men and how men ain't shit and why you dislike your husband or whatever the case may be, that's the shit that sells. That's the shit that's gonna get the clicks. That's the shit that's gonna get the likes and the views every single time. Anytime somebody like myself or anybody else say something about a woman, now you hate women. Oh, you a loser because you're talking about women. Oh, man, no, it's not. I'm telling you what it is. I'm giving you the same goddamn energy that you give us. Don't come with that victim shit. If you think that you can come, you think that it's open season for you to come out here and talk about us men, don't think that we ain't finna come back and start talking to. And I don't want to hear this, oh, only sassy men talk back. No, nigga, that's what we got a microphone for. We are the voices for the men who aren't going to speak up. And we going to tell you to sit your ass down, get off the fucking internet, and go take care of your business as a wife. How about that shit? Fuck is you talking about, dog?
That's top dog aura right there.
Listen, so that being said, ladies, get your motherfucking shit together. Get your motherfucking shit together. Had to come out the glass. Had to come out the glasses on them. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification, man. Let's keep this train rolling. Let's keep this train rolling. So, speaking of women, here's another situation, another white woman, but she's from overseas somewhere. So, she's basically saying that she missed the old version of men, meaning the old school kind of men. You know, the ones that give you change the oil, change the tire type of men. She says she misses these type of men. So I want to get the full context and what she's saying, so that way I can give my thoughts and opinions on it. All right. So let's go ahead and rock out with it. Make sure you like. Let's make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get it.
And you're not going to like what I have to say. You're not going to like it, man. You're not going to like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it. They don't make men like they used to. I'm going to say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? What do you mean you have to Google it, man? What do you mean? You are a man. This is what you're built for, babe. This is what you're built for, and you don't even know how to check my tire pressure. Please. I'm sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands. I'm sick of it.
Oh, okay. So she basically saying that she tired of these new niggas. She tired of these modern day men. She tired of the bullshit. Now, while I can be objective about this, I can say, yeah, there are more men today that aren't as handy. I get it, because I get it. A lot of them haven't had fathers in their lives. A lot of them have grown up in the era where you didn't need to. You feel me? So that wasn't pushed. Trades weren't pushed. It was more so go to school, get an office job, or get an executive job, or go play sports, whatever the case may be. Nothing was trade. Nothing. No trades, no anything was taught, right? Understood. Or even having the basic knowledge of how to change a tire, how to change your oil, how to even check your fucking oil, how to refill your fucking windshield wiper fluid, all of that type of shit, right? Cool. Now, I'm not expecting everybody to know how to build or be a carpenter. That's understood. I get it. Not everybody can be. However, on the flip side of things, a lot of men have adapted to the women. A lot of men have adapted to y'all, ladies. That's what happened. Because you, as women, you decided to stop being ladylike. You decided to stop behaving like a traditional woman. So naturally, that's what men do. Men adapt to the things that y'all do. So when you stop being a motherfucking lady, when you stop being a traditional woman, guess what happened? These men said, well, I don't need to be a traditional man then. And so all of that went downhill, because y'all say, where did chivalry go? Well, chivalry went out the window when y'all stopped making it a thing. It's not because of men just adapted to it. Because there was a time where Men would bring you flowers. Men would have nice gestures. Men will do a lot of different things, but yet and still, somehow in some way, y'all found it to be an ick. You don't want a man to bring you flowers. Why not? Or if a man was to have a gesture that nobody else thought of, he's doing too much. He's out of pocket, right? He said, yo, bro, take the subway. I ain't changing shit. Hey, I feel you, bro. You ain't got to take. Listen, take the subway. Listen, save your bread, homie. I agree. Save your bread. Do what you got to do. But what I'm saying is that a lot of these women are complaining about they're not having these traditional men, but they are traditional women. You can't. Beggars can't be choosers. If you want these type of men, you need to be that type of woman for that man. I don't understand why that's so hard. Let's ask her. If she could ever see this video, I want to ask her, hey, so your dad is that type of man, right? So what type of woman is your mom? What kind of woman is your mom? What is she like? Because apparently it's the man's fault. So we want to know what the woman is like. What is your mom like? What does she do? How is she as a wife? I hope she ain't like the one in the previous video that we just watched. I hope she ain't like that. Because if she is, boy, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him in the whole heap of motherfucking trouble. You understand me? What is it? What is it worth? Is it worth it to be with a modern woman? Is it worth it? Is it worth being a traditional man for a modern woman? Will that work? Because I'm pretty sure that'll affect the bottom line. But we don't want to have that conversation, though. Y'all want to talk about that, though. You don't want to talk about that. We just going to let you continue to keep on complaining about us, man. Why you think it's okay for you to just be a modern woman? What kind of woman are you? What's her name? Let me see something. What's her name? What's her name? Let's see what her name is.
Man! I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to.
Okay, I don't see your name. I don't see your name on it. I don't see whatever redhead with the blue eyes. Redhead with the blue eyes. What kind of woman are you? Are you a traditional woman? Are you gonna cook? Are you gonna cook for your husband? Are you gonna take care? Are you gonna take care of your man? Are you a feminine woman? Are you naturally feminine? Not the type of woman that says, "Well, I get the right man that's gonna put me in my right feminine." No, I'm talking about a naturally feminine woman, because a naturally feminine woman don't need nobody to put her in her femininity. She already operates in it. So that's the question I want to ask you. Are you? Because if you sit up here crying and griping and complaining about the type of man that this traditional man, and you ain't even a traditional woman, then I don't even know why you even came on this camera in the first fucking place. He said, yo, bro, in 15 years, they would have AI wives. Trust, please trust. Hey, I'm pretty sure, dog. My boy Spaces, what's good with you, big dog? What's popping with you? I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. I'm 110% sure. But are you worth it? But is she worth the investment, though? That's the thing. Is she worth the investment? Would she be worth it? Because I guarantee you, if you are operating like a feminine woman should, I guarantee that nigga would even go learn. He would go take some classes to learn how to be that type of man. I guarantee you. What did I say earlier? Men know how to adapt, bro. They know how to adapt, but they'll adapt for the right woman, though. That doesn't mean they're going to change who they are, but they understand how to adapt and add to their arsenal. So I want y'all to get that clear. Not change who they are just to get the type of woman. They adapt. And they understand different things that they need in order to make sure that the household is happy. Not a happy wife, happy life, but the household. So, but let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification, all right? So, let me see what we got here.
Become part of the Earn Circle on Patreon. That's where men and women who want to build, move, and think differently are. Links in the description plong and pinned in the chat.
Let's get it. So, we're gonna keep this train rolling. We talking about a lot of women today, bro. I think it's what today is Women Empowerment Day. Is it Women Empowerment Day? I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna keep the train rolling. So I'm gonna play 2 different videos, and I really want to sit and dissect this one though, because this was on Pop the Balloon, right? And so these are 2 different versions of women, and I want y'all to give me y'all honest thoughts on this, because the first video I'm gonna play, the caption says, "These are great responses. These are great responses she gave. But the real issue is most modern men aren't comfortable leading or instructing women. They confuse leadership with control or harm. So they hesitate or defer." So my question to you guys is this. Before I play this video, I want you to think and answer yourself this while watching this video. Is this woman a feminine woman, or is she being a chameleon? Is she a naturally feminine woman, or is she a chameleon? Let's play the video.
Trying to see where your mind is. So I'm gonna let you ask the question because you are the initiator, and I'll follow that.
Okay. So what does your initial first date look like with a man?
My initial first date is asking him where he wants to bring me. And daytime, is he a planner? So I will know kind of where he's at and what he has in store and what type of life I would be walking into. So my initial first date would be up to the man. I would not want to be the one planning that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I wasn't saying like plan, like what type of stuff would you like to do on the first date, as far as, are you into?
I want to do what he wants to do.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm there to learn him,
Yeah.
and I'm there to know him.
But he got to learn you too, though.
And he'll learn me when I walk into his world.
Okay. God damn. Okay.
Mhm. But walk into my world first. I'm not providing a world for you. So
Not at all.
my world really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It matters to the extent of what have I cultivated?
Yeah.
Have I nurtured my world? Where can my world take him, right? When I enter his world. So that's why I won't present the preconceived notion of what I want to do, because he might show me something new. And now I just limited myself
Yeah.
to what I'm already exposed to. And I never gave him a chance to step me into his world. So
Damn. Okay. Can we bring her up here?
So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that because she was given all the right answers, do you think that she's a chameleon? Or do you think she's actually submissive? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be on the opposite side of what y'all are saying right now. So Spaces says, I say feminine with slight chameleon. Shell loving what? Yeah, okay. Shell says submissive. I love it. So y'all are saying that she's submissive. I'm gonna say I don't think she's submissive. I think she's doing it for the camera. I think she's doing it for the camera. I hear it just a little. I hear the tone. The tone it's not there for me. It's not there for me, bro. It's not. Let's for real. Let's dissect it real quick.
trying to see where your mind is. So I'm gonna let you ask the question because you are the initiator, and I'll follow that.
First, that's a passive aggressive move right there. First, I'm gonna let you answer it. Because you're supposed to be the man, right? I don't like that. First of all, that's the first thing. I don't like that. Let's play it again.
Where your mind is. So
I want to see where your mind is. Cool.
I'm gonna let you ask the question because you are the initiator, and I'll follow that.
You see what I'm saying? You kind of see what I'm saying. That's a passive aggressive move right there. But let's keep it going. Maybe I'm tripping.
Okay. So what does your initial first date look like with a man?
My initial first date is asking him where he wants to bring me.
Good answer, bad timing. Good answer, bad timing. So we're in the line with many different, all these other women, right? Something simple. What is it that you like? Because guess what? In his head, he might, okay, well, she like that, but shit, I like to do this, so I might bring it to this world. She already done this. So you don't know what he's thinking. You don't understand what he may be thinking. Now, can I agree to say that he may not be that type of leader? That's fair. That is fair. But in this scene, in this scenario, in this entire thing, I think she's one of those types that would try to lead you. Like she'll lead you in the way that she wants you to go, but she'll try to make it seem as if you're the one making that decision. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
And daytime, is he a planner? So I will know kind of where he's at and what he has in store and what type of life I would be walking into. So my initial first date would be up to the man.
And so, and then even then, I guarantee. See, I like to use this analogy because I'm not thinking six-figure millionaire. I'm thinking everyday people life, right? You meet this woman, and you say, "Listen, well, for initial first date, I want to take you to the park. I want to walk around the park. We get some good exercise in. I want to get to know you. I want to have an intimate conversation with you. It ain't got to be all. Excuse me. It don't have to be all the glitz and glamour. We don't have to do all of that. Listen, I just want to walk, have a talk. We converse with each other, truly get to know each other on an intimate level. And then if I feel as if we rocking out with each other and I'm really digging you and you really digging me to see if we really align with each other, then I can talk about taking you out in different places. But I don't think she's a natural follower though. I do not think she's a natural follower.
I would not want to be the one planning that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wasn't saying like plan, like what type of stuff would you like to do on the first date? As far as, are you into?
I want to do what he wants to do.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm there to learn him, and I'm there to know him.
But he got to learn you too, though.
And he'll learn me when I walk into his world.
Okay. God damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But walk into my world first. Mm-hmm. I'm not providing a world for you, so
not at all.
My world really doesn't matter.
That's a fair answer. I'm objective. That's a fair answer. That's a fair answer.
It matters to the extent of what have I cultivated? Yeah. Have I nurtured my world? Where can my world take him, right? Mm-hmm. When I enter his world. So that's why I won't.
Well, yes, that's why you got to get to know that man too. That's why he needs to get to know you as well. What have you cultivated in your life? What have you done in your lifestyle? You know, what is it that you are doing right now? How is it that you can be of value to me? Not just me bringing you into my world. I need to know if you even align with me in the first fucking place. And he said, I get why you say that. I get why you say what you said that. My gosh, I get why you would say that. She knew exactly what to say, which she possibly knows is exactly what men want to hear. Exactly. A bar is the best. A bar is the best. Them panties get wet when they drink. Nah, you crazy.
Present the preconceived notion of what I want to do, because he might show me something new, and now I just limited myself.
Yeah.
How would you limit you? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that. How are you limiting yourself? He's getting to know you. He wants to know what things have you been through in your life before I entered it. What have you done? Because now if he don't know anything about you, now he just, let me bring you to this world. Then your head, I've done this already. I've already did this. It's nothing new. Have a conversation. See, there's times when it's time for you to speak up, but then there's times where you should follow. In this moment, you're supposed to talk. You're saying all the right things, but how you're conveying that message right now, it ain't sitting right with me. And it's not tone police. It's not none of that, but I can tell that you're a chameleon. You are a chameleon, 110%. 110%. You are a chameleon, but you're saying all the right things. Don't get me wrong. You're saying all the right things. Everything you're saying is right, but I don't think you mean all of that. I'm going to be 110% with you.
So what I'm already exposed to, and I never gave him a chance to step me into his world. So
damn, okay.
Listen, he wasn't. I ain't gonna hold you. He wasn't ready for that. He ain't got nothing to say. He wasn't ready for that shit. He like, oh god, damn. Hold on, big dog. He's like, hold on. He's like, I ain't expect all of that. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. I did not expect all of that. So first and foremost, I don't think she's being 100% honest. I do think she's a chameleon, 110%. I think she's faking it, and she just knows exactly what to say because she's probably dealt with a lot of different men, and so that's why she seems as if she's this feminine woman. But I don't think that's the case. I really don't. But let's go to this other video real quick. It's the same. I think it's within the same video, but it's a different woman, and she's talking to a different guy. I think it's on the same one. So let's get into that one.
I've been doing some class.
Do you have your own apartment?
Yes.
Okay. I had to ask, I'm sorry, because of the field that you're in. I mean, is that your career? Is that your set goal, or do you plan on striving for more? Okay, what do you do?
I am a server at a restaurant in Uptown Dallas. I'm focused more like tech-wise.
Are you in school for this tech stuff?
I've been doing some classes.
Okay, so
certifications.
So what's your ultimate goal then at the end of it?
Software development. Yeah.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop on that one. Sorry, it makes me nervous every time. Okay. So why was that a pop? It's just not there. You know, you're 33 and you're just still not there yet, and you need some time to grow. And I'm all for the come up, but I kind of need the come up to be now.
Right now.
Because I'm 33 now, and I'm already in that field of my career, and I wanna be there for the whole come ups and take a couple of years probably.
Okay, so what do y'all think about this one? Do y'all think she's right? Do y'all think she's out of pocket? Do you think that she could have, in a situation like this, you think she could give him a chance? What is it that y'all think? He's a server. He's going to school for software engineering. He's 33. He's 33 years old. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she's wrong?
Do you have your own apartment?
Yes.
Do you have an apartment? Yes, he does.
Okay. I had to ask, I'm sorry, because of the field that you're in. I mean, is that your career? Is that your set goal, or do you plan on striving for more? Okay, what do you do?
I am a server at a restaurant in Uptown Dallas. I'm focused more like tech-wise.
Are you in school for this tech stuff?
I've been doing some classes.
Okay, so
certifications.
So what's your ultimate goal then at the end of it?
Software development. Yeah.
Software development. I'm sorry. I said software engineering.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop on that one. Sorry, it makes me nervous every time. Okay. So why was that a pop? It's just not there. You know, you're 33 and you're just still not there yet, and you need some time to grow.
Okay, so let me pause right there on the 33 aspect of it, right? I'm on both sides of this. I'm on both sides of this coin, right? By the age of 30, 33, you should at least know you should at least be in the vicinity or really close to that career in which you are going to be, that you're going to be in, right? I do agree with that. However, people's circumstances are different. We don't know what he was doing in his 20s. We don't know that he's a server, but what we do know, he got a job and he's working and studying for software development. So we see now, if we want to dive deeper, if we want to dive a little bit deeper in how he answered that question, now we got to understand. Hold on, y'all. What up? Yo. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. what we do on my show. We do what we want to do on my show, bro. That's how we rock. This ain't regular TV. This is the Courtnee Edgar Show. We do what we do over here and how we do it. You understand me? That's what
you talk shit because you're on live and you having a show, so I know your confidence is sky high today. So okay, I got you on Monday. Watch the screen.
Oh, that's my homie. That's my homie. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I had a quick call. I had to answer that real quick. But as I was saying though, yes, Buddy's 33. He's working on something. I do honestly and truly believe that I can't really judge a man based off of where he's at in his life now, but I also can say I can look back in regards to I can look back and what led up to it, but is he working towards something else? If he's just stagnant at being a servant, then that's an entirely different story. So I do understand her on her side of the coin in regards to, hey, I'm 33 years old. I'm already well into my career. You know, I don't want to be in this situation with the man that still haven't figured it out yet. I understand that. I do understand that. I got to be objective about it. However, 33 is still young. We know people that were 30 years old and they turned it around within a year. And now they're in their career, they're making good money, they're elevating up, you know, they're reaching limits that they never would have beforehand. So I would just say I'm on the fence on that. I agree with her, but at the same time, I'm like, shorty, you got to give a little grace. But I understand.
I'm all for the come up, but I kind of need the come up to me now.
Right now.
Because I'm 33 now, and I'm already in that field of my career, and I wanna be there for the whole come ups and take a couple of years probably.
But I also want to say too, I need a lot of women to stop doing that too. On the other side of the coin, I need y'all to stop doing that too. I need y'all to stop thinking just because that you're in your career that this man also needs to be there too. How do you know that you aren't equally yoked? How do you know that you aren't aligned just because you're in your career and he's not? How do you know? You may be the missing piece to the formula that can help y'all go even further. Just because you hear the title, oh, I'm a server. I guarantee you, she already knew what it was when she asked him, do you have an apartment? Yes. What do? I'm a server. I'm a server at whatever restaurant. Now all of a sudden I don't know, you're a server. I don't like that title because I'm an established woman. I got my career. Now I think I'm better than you. So I need a man that's already on my level or above because I'm 33 and I worked and I deserve all the bullshit that a lot of women say just because they got their career. Bitch, shut the fuck up. That's probably the same career that you gonna be in. You ain't gonna elevate up. You gonna be there for a minute. It's all cool because you 33. Now when you 36 and you in the same fucking position, now what? What you gonna have to say now? I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. But again, like I said, I'm on both sides of the coin. I understand where she's coming from in that aspect. And then I don't understand old buddy. It's like, damn, you are 33. Are you working towards it? But then again, we all start somewhere. But you can also change it in the course of a year. So that's what I'm saying. Shorty, some of y'all got to have a little bit more grace. Just because you're in your field, that don't necessarily mean that man has to either. As long as you understand his character, you understand where he's going, you understand that he has ambition and he's working towards getting out of the situation that he may be in or elevating from that position that he's in, that's something that you need to pay attention to, not the fucking title and not how much money he's making right now, because a person could be making $40,000 in 2025. Then by mid 2026, this nigga making 90K. So you don't know the situation. If you don't dive deeper and understand what the fucking plan is, how would you know? You just looking at things from a surface standpoint. That's what you got to understand. So I hear you, but I don't hear you. Make sense? Bet.
That's top dog aura right there.
You feel me? Top dog. Top dog aura. But see, my earn circle understand that. The earn circle We understand that because we have the conversations on YouTube. But the people who want to think smarter, think sharper, and want to move different, those people are in the Patreon. So we understand that. We understand those conversations. But it is what it is. Let me know if I'm off. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. All right. So let's move on to this next one. Speaking of women, because I told y'all we own women today. I guess it's gonna be all about women for the most part for the first half of the show. Let's talk about this Black business owner, and I want to emphasize Black business owner because she is the owner of a whiskey company, and her name is. Well, make sure I get it right. I want to make sure I get her name proper because I don't want to fuck up no names. Her name is Fawn Weaver. Fawn Weaver. She's the owner. She's an owner of a whiskey company. And just to make sure I get that fully down packed, Fawn Weaver, and she is the owner of. She's the owner of a whiskey company called Uncle Nearest Whiskey. She's the owner and the founder of it. All right. So apparently she just came in. I found this video on X, and she came across a former middle school classmate that just kind of ran up on her and told her that, he remembered her from 6th to 8th grade. And so I'm kind of conflicted. I don't know whether to look at this as she just trying to play him or clown him, or look at this in the sense of like, so nigga, like this is back in middle school. How old are we? So I was able to find the full video. So I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to let y'all just kind of give me y'all thoughts and let me know what y'all think in this situation. All right. Because it's kind of crazy, but I want to get y'all thoughts on this. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's rock out.
Hello. There's bottles. There's what's happening.
I'm
this
the
is
owner of Blunt Wine.
Nice to meet you.
You've communicated with me, and thank you so much for being personable. Yes,
it's
ma'am.
Peaches.
Every question.
Okay, come on.
You so much.
Peaches.
Nice
Okay. He's gonna put. Okay, we're gonna do. You're gonna hold this.
Thank you.
We're gonna put it in the car. Okay. She's got it. She's taking it. Okay, is this your camera?
No, that's not my
camera.
camera.
Where's your
Nobody has
camera?
my camera. Yeah. Thank you. That's even better.
That laugh is crazy.
Thank you so much. Anybody? Yep, that's fine. Thank you so much, Ms. Weaver.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, sis.
I'm a
what
fan
you got?
Because
Oh.
I am the one from City of Stonecrest. I'm always bothering you, and good friends with Mayor and Lily as well.
Oh.
And the mayor couldn't make it today, so she told me I'm her executive assistant.
Not the mayor.
Responded to me.
Yeah.
But, she told me to make sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Jay, are we gonna do this?
There you
Okay.
go. Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
And
Hold on, before I continue to play this, let me answer this real quick. This is most people aren't in a position to be successful for the rest of their lives. At the age of 30, one way women truly fall short is when they expect men to be across the finish line when they meet them. That's exactly Spaces. Most men don't reach their peak until late 50s or 60 years old, right? Their financial peak, right? Hitting your 30s, you are probably just getting started. In your 20s, most men, you have some who were very disciplined in their 20s, but most men who started off in their 20s, they weren't disciplined. They weren't doing the things that they needed to do. They were fucking around, fucking hoes, just bullshitting, partying, all that extra shit. They didn't get themselves together. They didn't start getting themselves together until late 20s. I'm talking late 20s, 28, in between 28 and the age of 30, when they started getting themselves together. I do believe, I don't want to say the word grace, but I do think that women need to be a little bit more flexible in what they're saying in regards to how men should be established by the age of 30. I think the issue is social media. I think the problem is social media. I think the issue is a lot of these women, and this is where they fall short, is that they have this complex thinking that a lot of men who are in their 30s, just because they got good quality videos and shit, they think that they're successful, when that's not necessarily the fucking case. Now, mind you, there are a lot of men out here who are making good money at late 20s. They may not be in the most desired positions or the most desired jobs, but they're making good money. And we're talking 60, 70,000. And mind you, and especially if she like black men are what? The average are making 50,000 a year. So you are more than likely to find a man that's making about $50,000 a year. So that's a great start in itself, especially in the 30s range. That's a great start. Now you have to dig a little deeper and get the context of this type of man. It's like, all right, so what's your goal? Like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What are you looking at? How are you looking to achieve that? You know, are you studying? Like, what's your work schedule like? Are you working after work? Like, how are you doing this? When do you plan to finish? What are you studying? So in what you're studying, is that going to bring you more income, or what is that going to do? So this is the problem. These are the kind of conversations a lot of women don't have either. They're so focused on the material aspect of it and how the aesthetic of it look versus actually paying attention. It ain't about how the fuck you look. Let's be 110% clear. It's not about how you look, because that shit will come once you get to the money. Once you actually get rolling and you start to get residual incomes coming in, and you get a solid revenue, you get a good savings. You know what I'm saying? You understand how to invest your money properly, so that way your money is working for you over time, and it's compounding interest over time. Now you got money stashed away for your future. You're investing into your investments. You're investing into real estate if you are open to that. Roth IRAs, your 401ks, you're doing all this shit. You're taking care of business on the other end. You're taking care of your debt. You're getting rid of your debt. Now you're able to actually focus on things to start leveling up. Now you stand, just because your money went up, that don't mean that your expenses go up. You still keep your expenses down here, so that way you can get a fucking head. But a lot of these women aren't thinking like that. They just care about the fucking titles, dog, and I can't stand it. They don't want to build anymore. No, none of these women want to build and grow anymore. They're so fucking selfish in their mindset, and I get it. You should be selfish to a extent. You should be selfish to an extent. You should make sure that your shit is in order first, and then you're able to get in a relationship to start building with somebody. But a lot of women don't understand that. They just, I'm here, so I think that you should be here too. Okay, yeah, I bet. You find a 30-year-old man that's in the same position as you. Y'all making the same amount of money. Now what? What does that look like now? What does that life look like? Are you equally yoked? Are you aligned? Or is it just the fact that it looks good? It looks good because both of you have the same, you guys are making the same type of money where you want somebody that you're equal to in that regard. Y'all making the same type of money. What is it? If he's making that same type of money or a little more, are you going to be submissive to him? Are you going to listen to him? What you going to do? How does that affect you being the person that you need to be for him? What does that do? Or is it a bad investment all the way around? As a woman, we're created to birth. This goes beyond babies. Nurturing the right man and his ideas is a win-win. Exactly. And the key word, nurturing the right man. The right man. So understanding the type of man that you got around you. And if you got men that are around you, they can help you vet these men properly that you're dating. Don't take these men to your girlfriends and shit like that. No. Take them to a man who actually understands the game and actually can read a nigga and understand, like, yeah, that's the type of dude that you need in your life right there. That's a guy, again, I said need, not want. That's the kind of guy that you need in your life right there. Y'all gonna go places if you get with him. Exactly. It facts. They're not even, that's what I'm saying. They're not even at the point of being successful yet. So how are they expecting this man to be this extraordinary man, bro? Listen. Only, I'm not even gonna say a select few. I'm just gonna say lucky. Some individuals are just lucky. A lot of men gotta get that shit out the mud, bro. They gotta start from ground fucking zero and work their way up. And listen, a lot of men, their ground zero may have been started at the age of 30. Their ground zero may be 30. So now what? You're at the age of 30. You started at ground zero. I just said a few minutes ago, your life can change within 12 months. Just imagine you do the same exact thing from ground zero within 12 months. Now think about what happened in the next 24 to 36 months, where you can be. But I guess 3 years is too long. What, you gonna be 36? If you're 33 years old, you gonna be 36? You still in your 30s. So that means you went from, nigga, you started ground. So I said 30 at first. So I'll back it up. So you'll be 33. You'll be 33 years old. You can be well into your shit, you can be well established, and you can continue to keep building. What's wrong with fucking building? Shorty, you ain't even successful. Start asking questions like, hey man, how much money you make? Gotta start asking these shorties, how much you make? You and your career, great. How much you making? Because I guarantee you that dude as a waiter, I guarantee he's probably making the same amount as her, or he's probably making more. Because I guarantee you he probably works overtime too to get some extra bread. They ain't take that into consideration, did they? I guarantee she didn't take that into consideration, but she liked the word career. Now all of a sudden it's, oh, I don't like because you ain't even in the career. You ain't got a career yet, and I'm 33 years old. Niggas is having career changes at the age of 42. Now what? But let's get back into this video, man.
This is our city attorney.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You coming in? Jay, can you put this in, or do you want me to hold this since it says Office of the Mayor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Can I take a selfie with you?
Very quickly, because I got to get in there.
There we go.
All right.
Good to see
All
you.
right, yeah. No, come on. Hello. How are you?
We're just in the same class as 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Washington.
So I'm supposed to remember you because
you, Naeem.
Okay, can I tell y'all that this man just said, "Do you remember me?" I said, make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Pasadena, Jamar, me, you, Naeem, and Sharice.
That part.
He's being serious though. Are you being serious? I do not. I'm sorry. No, I don't remember the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th grade.
We were in the same class.
Okay.
Me, you, and
Well,
Naeem.
it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yo. Hello.
I'm out.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Thank
Hello.
you very much.
1, 2, 3. In the sunshine.
I do
That's
3 of the
right.
largest
All
events
right.
here in the city of Atlanta.
Thank
If
you.
you have not met the mayor of Atlanta yet, he likes brown. Next time.
So I would not be surprised if Dre rolls in.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Can you just say
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm gonna start in the back and get my hugs up to the front.
Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue here. I don't see anything that was wrong and what's going on X and everybody talking about how she was being rude. I don't see it. I just see it more as banter. I saw her just being banter. You know, she trying to get all her hugs in, get her photos in, get her pictures taken with people. And him, the same thing. He just, hey, you remember me in 6th, 7th grade? You know what I'm saying? You remember me from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? I think to be honest, Joe, you think it was her delivery? But here's the thing, Joe. Look at how she's moving, right? She's trying to make sure that she connect with the people, she interact with the people, give the hugs, give the hays and the highs and shit like that, get the pictures in. But I don't necessarily think that she was being rude though. I don't. In this aspect, and y'all know me, I'll call a motherfucker out if they're being rude. In this case, I don't see it.
All right.
I appreciate
just a businesswoman being a businesswoman.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Can I take a selfie with you?
Very quickly, because I got to get in there.
There we go.
All right.
Good to see
All
you.
right, yeah. No, come on.
So look, she already on the mission. Now, mind you, this is where a lot of people got to learn to have some discernment. A lot of people got to understand how business operate. I know they want to get the pictures in. They want to, hey, you know, so can I get the picture with you? Hey. Y'all see she trying to get in there. She noticed, she said it a couple of times. Listen, I got to get in there. But everybody keep popping up. Oh, can I get the picture with you? Can I get the picture with you? Oh, shit. Hey, can I get the picture with you? And mind you, how old buddy stepped to her. How old buddy, look at how he stepped to her. Watch. I got to be objective about this.
Because I got to get in there.
There we go.
All right. All right, y'all.
Now look, he already there. He there in the face, blocking her pathway to keep on moving. He stepped right in front of her walking path. Hey, yo, you remember me from the 6th? You remember me from middle school? You come on now.
No, come on. Hello.
See, she ready to say, hey man, look, I gotta go.
Hello, how are you?
We're just in the same class as 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
See, we were just in same class as 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, right?
Washington.
So I'm supposed to remember you because
you, Naeem?
Okay, can I tell y'all that this man just said, do you remember me? I said, make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
So this is where, I gotta bring you in. This is the banter of black people. There's the difference. There's a banter between black people. This is you gotta be crazy. You gotta be crazy, like for real, bro. You really think I'm gonna remember middle school? It's one of them situations. So she's being one with the people. She's interacting with everybody. Mind you, she still got her arm around him. She still got her arm around him. He got his arm around her, and she's like, "Come on, bro. You think I remember middle school? Come on, big dog. Look, hey y'all, this dude just said that he remembered me from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Come on, dog. Like for real, bro." But I don't think she was doing it in the sense of an attitude or her just being extra or just being rude. Nah, it's just light, playful banter. I don't see anything wrong here. I don't. Yeah, I don't think, but that's the thing. I don't think she's trying to sun them though. Cause look, Raw, what would you do? What would you do, right? Let's use us for an example. Banter and barter with the Courtnee Edgar Show, right? We out at our meetup. We kicking it. We having fun. You know, we saying what up. We dapping folks up, saying what's up to everybody. And then as we kind of work in the room, shaking hands, meeting people, somebody just walks into your path like this.
Thank you for your support.
Walks into your path like this.
Very quickly, because I got to get in there.
There we go.
All right. All right, y'all. No.
Just step into your path, just like that. You can't walk around them. You can't ignore them because they right there in your face. They, what's up? They here. What's the next move? And mind you, she's a public figure. She's a black woman too. I got to throw that out there because I know people want to. She's a black woman. She's a public figure. She's a business owner. And she's built her brand based off of morals, moral identity. But she also has to make sure that she is human as well.
Oh, come on. Hello. How are you?
We're just in the same class as 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
It's kind of weird that he had to even bring that up. Like, hey, man, we was in class 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So, nigga? I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, for real? You half-ass see it as rude. Okay.
So I'm supposed to remember you because
you Naeem?
Okay.
But I don't know, man, because I've seen, listen, the reason why I say I disagree, I've seen my mom do it, man. I've seen my mom react like this, and it wasn't an attitude, it was just playful banter. But I think the fact that people get it misconstrued because she's loud. She's loud, she's boisterous. And so people may take it as, oh, this bitch being rude. Oh, she's trying to play me. But yeah.
Can I tell y'all that this man just said
she act like your mama. She act like somebody mama or auntie. That's exactly how she acting right now.
Do you remember me? I said make it.
Hand, listen, I'm looking at everything. Hands still around the waist. Hands still around the waist. Arms around. They still hug, still love together. Because if it really was something, she would have looked this nigga dead in the face and say, bro, my nigga, for real? and just kept it at that. She wouldn't have turned around, put her arm around. It's just light banter.
It makes sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Pasadena, Jamar, me, you, Naeem, and Sharice.
He's being serious, though. Are you being serious? I do not. I'm sorry. No, I don't remember the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th grade.
Well, we were in the same class.
Okay.
Me, you, and
Well,
Naeem.
it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yo. Hello. Okay. All right. Hello.
Now, this is a dog. Now, I will say this. This is a dog and pony show. You can tell, hey. Hey. That's how she is. Hey. I get it. But I don't think, I don't see anything wrong here. I don't. Considering that she was rushing and that she continued to go on about it and announce it was a little strange, she could have just said no, she doesn't remember. I mean, yeah, I can see that too. I just don't see it. As an issue. She didn't have to tell everyone what he said. Why not? Nigga standing right in front of my face. Like, oh shit, you think you just finna stop me in my path of walking and you think, nah, fam. Like, y'all want to listen to this? Listen to this. Why not? It's black folks, everybody laughing and joking around, playing. I don't even think he took it no way, if I'm being honest with you. He's definitely socially awkward. Her response could have easily been taken as slight humiliation. It wasn't the worst, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people look at it as slight humiliation. When I first saw the video, I was like, shorty bugging. But I watched the video again, and I looked at everything, not just what she was saying, but I looked at the entire tonality of everything. And I was like, nah, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because, you know what I'm saying, I've had my mom do some shit like that before. Had aunties do it. I've seen other people do it. I don't see anything wrong. I don't. Say, hey, Court, agree. Nah, I ain't agreeing. I'm not agreeing. It's not. I don't think it's a bit much, though. I don't. I disagree with y'all. I don't think it's a bit much. I think she cool. I think it's okay. Because let's be honest, if that was a man who did it, wouldn't nobody say nothing. If it was a man who did it, nobody would say anything. So I gotta be objective in that I gotta be objective in that right. I got to.
Very much.
1, 2, 3. In the sunshine.
I do 3 of the largest events here in the city of Atlanta.
Thank you.
If you haven't met the mayor of Atlanta yet, he likes brown.
So I would not be surprised if Dre rolls in.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm gonna start in the back and get my hugs up to the front.
And she might be slighted, and she might be a little bit annoyed too, because she's like, listen, I'm trying to get inside, bro. All these goddamn pictures that y'all keep trying to take, I'm trying to get inside. I need to do what I need to do for this dog and pony show. You can tell she isn't personable way before the interaction with him. So it's not surprising, but it could have been handled better. I mean, I get it, Court. But at the same time, we all know somebody who act like that. Considering the fact that she's a very successful businesswoman, very successful, and she's around a lot of people. She got things she got to do, so she got to be on the move. And again, Buddy just kind of startled her a little bit by standing right in front of her face. She's like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? Then he come with the bullshit, like, hey, my man, like, hey, my nigga, what you talking about middle school, nigga? How old are we? 40-some years old? You talking about middle school, bro? So you see what I'm saying, bro? We 40-some years old. How am I gonna remember middle school? Some people may remember it, but really though, if you would have said something more relevant, like, hey, listen, I saw, you know what I'm saying, you and I were kicking it about a couple years ago doing X, Y, and Z, then maybe that would have jogged her memory a little bit. Nigga, you talking about middle school, bro. You 40-some years old. You talking about when you was fucking 12 and 11. Nah, man. Go on about your business, boy. Get out of here. Trying to find some familiarity, like, oh yeah, I know because me and her went to school together. He probably that type of nigga. Yeah, me and her went to school together. I know her, bro. We used to hang. Cause you see how he name dropped a couple of people? And she was like, I don't remember y'all, bro. I don't remember. It is what it is. She just blew Bro spot me. She did low key. She blew it up, but again, I just don't think I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong, man. I don't see anything wrong. I don't. I'm being honest here, y'all. I don't. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification, dog.
Become part of the Earn Circle on Patreon. That's where men and women who want to build, move, and think differently are. Links in the description, Clay, and pinned in the chat.
Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah. So what he says, hello, me 1716, a little public humiliation is what she did is all. I guess you could look at it as a little public humiliation. I mean, I guess we could look at it like that. Like I say, if he was in the dress suit versus a sweatsuit, maybe it would have been different, but she could have dismissed him a little more quietly. I feel that. I feel it. I'm hollering, yeah, he probably is like that. He was so serious. That's what I'm saying. Like, you see how he just addressed. You remember me now? We was in middle school. Sir, back the fuck up. That's what you do. All this crazy shit that's been going on in the world right now, and then you as a public figure, you showing up in my face like that, bruh. Back the fuck up. That's what you do. Back the fuck up. Get out of my face. Nah, I don't remember what happened in middle school. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. So let's move on to the next topic. So Chicago police officer was caught on camera beating a man in the interrogation room. Oh, man. Caught beating on the man in the interrogation room. Now, what the reason was behind him beating this man in the interrogation room, who the fuck knows? Right? So let's get into it. And also, he has the rebuttal based off of what the hell happened. So let's hear the story. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
And what some call disturbing body camera video this week of the now former Robbins police chief beating a man in an interview room.
Tonight, in an interview you'll see only on CBS News Chicago, former Chief Carl Scott spoke to our Jermont Terry, apologizing and taking responsibility for what happened.
For more than a year, the former Robbins police chief has been under scrutiny for what played out in the lobby here at the police station. Carl Scott recently pled guilty to battery and is breaking his silence about a decision which cost him his career.
I don't care what you got.
You're watching Carl Scott roughing up a man in the back room of the Robbins Police Department. The incident happened in July 2024, but the body camera worn by officers is just getting released of the then chief of police losing his cool and becoming violent.
Everybody needs to know the why, not the one-sided narrative.
Scott understands the video is damning, and he admits on that day he should have done one thing.
Walk away.
Instead, Scott says he let this man, who CBS Chicago identified as James, get the best of him. James came into the station filming and refused to stop recording. When Scott was called down to the lobby, he claims the man threatened his family.
When we humanize the badge, so when we humanize that, then we understand. You understand the frustration. You understand what it took. You understand what's at stake. Do you understand what you're protecting? So then the badge meant nothing at that point.
His actions cost him his badge.
I first initially came to Robbins as the deputy chief.
And his law enforcement career, which included 23
ain't
years
he a
as a federal
cowboy?
agent before joining Robbins PD.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm taking it. I'm sorry, man. It's a serious situation. Let me get my head together. Stay in frame, bro. Stay in frame, bro. Stay in frame.
A defaming of my name and has caused a strike against my integrity.
But the man on the end of those punches described a much scarier situation that day.
And he told the two officers to cut the cameras off. And they just started beating me.
What did you mean when you said cut the cameras off?
My mind wanted to hold a conversation with him.
Scott resigned.
Nah, nigga, you wanted to. I ain't gonna. Nah, sir. You wanted to have a conversation with him? Nah, your fist wanted to have a conversation with his face. That's exactly what you want to do. You ain't finna lie to me. You ain't finna lie to me. Nope. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to bust his head open. You didn't want nobody to see it. That's exactly what it was. You're not finna lie to me, bro.
Him, and he hopes any cop or person can learn from what he calls a huge lapse in judgment.
One mistake doesn't define a person.
And after that 2-year probation period, Scott won't be watched anymore, but he will never be allowed to work in law enforcement again here in Illinois. In Robbins, Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
The city of Robbins tells us what you saw on the body cameras was the reason the mayor immediately placed Scott on leave. A spokesman adds Scott's behavior was not indicative of village standards. We did not hear back from the man assaulted or his attorney about Scott's claims his family.
You better call Brandon Mohawk Johnson and tell him to reinstate you. Nah, but in all seriousness though, bro, you just fucked up the bag. You fucked up your retirement bag, all because of one fucked up situation, all because you let your emotions get the best of you. You're supposed to be a police officer. You're supposed to hold frame, even when you tried. I get it. You're human. You're still a human individual. I get it. You got emotions, but you still got to understand there's a time and a place, and that definitely was not the place. You know, people got a magnifying glass on police officers, so you got to watch any and every fucking step that you do. Motherfuckers is looking to get motherfuckers in jail and out of that uniform. And I get it. It already happened, so you don't need the lesson. But this is for people who are still in the force today. This is for people who are thinking about going into the force. Listen, bro, you got to learn how to hold frame. I get a situation can get a little bit iffy. You got to learn to hold frame. Don't let nobody get up under your skin. Don't let nobody get you up out of your square, especially if you got a family at home. Dog, you got to relax. 23 years all down the fucking drain, bro. $23 years down the drain. One mistake. And yes, understood. One mistake doesn't define the man. But I'm sorry, that still doesn't absolve you from the consequences at all. You saw that? You saw that shit, Raw? Hey, look, it was perfect time. He said they're trying to humanize the badge and just hey, perfect timing. Perfect timing. But I'm pretty sure that came from a genuine place, though. I'm pretty sure it came from a genuine place, dog. And it's shit. And if it's 23 years in law enforcement, shit. Damn. He looked like he about 50, maybe late 40s. I'll say late 40s. He probably late 40s. Maybe close to retirement, depending on when he started. Come on, black man. It ain't all black men, but come on, man. Y'all got to do better, bro. You got to do better, bro. You got to be able to hold frame. You got to show these young YNs what it means to be an upstanding citizen, dog. That ain't it. God, I hate that for him, though. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification. All right. All right. So the last two topics of the night. These are going to be a little bit lengthy, and we're making the pivot. So I said that I'm going to start talking about more positive things at the end of, well, more so towards the end of the live stream, just simply because I want to leave y'all with positive energy, and also I want to, of course, it's algorithm mindset too. You know, there's a strategy behind everything that I do, right? A strategy behind everything. And so I want to start giving motivation at the end of it. Now I'm not going to do a motivational speech, but I want to talk about success. I want to talk about rich individuals so people can get an understanding and people can see that there are people out here really out this bitch doing it. And it ain't far-fetched as long as you work for it, as long as you're able to go get it, right? So we're going to start off with this video of this kid who is a YouTuber. And his YouTube is called The Hard Knocks. You know what? Let me add that video. Because listen, man, we got time, man. We only an hour and 15 minutes in. We got nothing but time. So y'all ready to kick it in with me? If y'all want me to go for another hour, if y'all want me to add this other video, put a Snapchat in there. If you want to hear about it, put a Snapchat in there. A super chat. I said Snapchat. Super chat. And I'll add the other video. We'll keep going. And I'll go 3 hours tonight. But you gotta put a super chat though. So let's go to this other video. Like I said, his kid. He started a podcast. It's called School of Hard Knocks. So that means he interviews on the street, and he's interviewing a lot of businessmen out here in the world, all across the world, and he's interviewing them, asking them how they got successful. You know, what did they have to do to get successful? You know what? And then he leaves them. Ask them what are some tips that they'll give people who are in the ground, who are building, who are growing, and then they'll give the tips and everything. And Buddy has gone viral, and so now he's on Fox News. He was on Fox News as well, talking about exactly that. So let's go ahead and get into it, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. All right, so let's rock out. All right, let's start here. You third my best eater, you're catching these heaters. Very you stupid.
What's been the biggest driving factor of your success throughout your career?
It is my desire to deliver the very best that I've always felt for myself. Even when I was a little kid before movies, it's when I had any job, I always wanted to understand how to do that job and then do it at the very highest level that I possibly can.
Do you not fear anything?
No, it's not a matter. I don't mind being afraid. I want an adventurous life. I want it. And don't be so afraid to be afraid or nervous. The important thing is to keep pursuing your dreams and finding accurate things that are going to add to your life and to others.
That is a clip from the School of Hard Knocks, the business media platform founded by 23-year-old James Dumoulin, who's been landing interviews with everyone from Mission Impossible star Tom Cruise to top business leaders and billionaires. Today, James's brand is on a mission of his own. He's amassed 15 million followers across social media by inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs and investors with real-world advice from millionaires and billionaires on how to build wealth and achieve financial freedom. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive live in studio is the School of Hard Knocks co-founder, James Dumoulin. How did you grab Tom Cruise for that?
Paramount reached out to us.
Wait, I'm sorry. They reached out to you.
They reached out to us, and ironically, it was Tom's idea, actually. I guess he'd been seeing our content for a couple months, and he had a movie coming out, and he's like, might as well get on all the hot channels, and we're one of the biggest in the world right now, so we made it happen.
Yeah, but he could have picked any of these crazy influencers who don't have a lot of substance. He picked you. So you're very young, 23. When did you start the School of Hard Knocks?
I started this, I was a freshman in college at the University of Texas. So it was 2021. I think I was about 19 years old. I just saw an immense opportunity with the creator economy. At the time, it was a $200 billion industry. And, you know, I was blessed to be able to start this channel with my two incredible co-founders, my brother, Jack Dumoulin, my other childhood friend, Joshua Smith. And we're like, there's a huge opportunity. We had a passion for business. Let's go all in.
And you decided to go around, find wealthy people. Right off the bat, you didn't get the big billionaires, right?
Let me tell you this.
How'd you do this?
When I wasn't in class at the University of Texas, my brother and I would spend hours walking around downtown Austin. We'd get 50 no's to get one yes. But I think that that's a part of the game. And one of the biggest lessons that we've learned in business is that, look, every no is a step closer to a yes. I'm sure anybody that's built and had a lot of success in their industry, they get told no all the time. But as long as you can remember that no just means not yet, you'll eventually get those yeses and get to the money.
You've done celebrities, but you pick celebrities who have a track record of being good business minds. Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA star, He has his hands in so many businesses. He has really used his money wisely. You've talked to Will Smith, the actor, CEOs of Chipotle. Arizona Iced Tea is one of your more recent ones. Yeah. I'm really interested to know if there's a common thread, and what is that one question you ask them all?
You know, there's a lot of common threads. You know, one that comes to mind right off the bat is that billionaires think in decades, not days. And I think that this is a big problem that my generation struggles with, is there's this instant gratification. But I've learned, and, you know, just as an example, I recently interviewed Reid Hoffman, who's the founder of LinkedIn. He sold LinkedIn to Microsoft for $26 billion. And I asked him, I said, Reid, if you had to start over and make $1 billion in 1 year, what would you do? He said, look, I don't ever play a 1 year game. I only play a 10-year game. And I've noticed that, right? They think in generations, they think so much bigger. And you got to get out of this short-term thinking. You got to get away from people that are going to kill your ambition.
Hold up. This ties back to the woman that I was speaking on, and that popped the balloon. She's focused. She's so focused on where he's at now. She's focused on him being 33. Listen, bro. If you got a 5, 10-year, 20-year plan, and you understand where you're going, and you have the rules and things, and you have the rules written down in regards to where you're going and how you're going to get there, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Buddy started his channel in 2021. It's 2025. So that means that's been 4 years. And they got 15 million subscribers in 4 fucking years. 4 fucking years, bro. 23 years old. Now I get it. There are certain aspects that, you know, that may grow slower than others, depending on what you do, the type of content that you make. Understood. But dog, are you fucking kidding me, dog? 4 years, 15 million subscribers. You know what? Let's look at something real quick. Because if you look at that, that's a finance channel. School of Hard Knocks is more of a finance channel. So therefore, I'm gonna give y'all a little game. I probably should be giving this in the Patreon, right? But I'll give y'all a little smidget of it, just a little smidget of it. Some of y'all don't understand that the ads that you probably see on different people's channel, probably my channel too, all ads aren't created the same. Some ads pay more than others, depending on what you're doing. So if you see a lot of these ads on, you know, like these funny videos or these vlog videos where they're just doing lifestyle type shit, 9 times out of 10, the type of ads that they're going to have is going to be the low paying ads. But when you start to get financial ads, you know, when you talk about fighting like School of Hard Knocks, the type of ads that they get, and I'm pretty sure that the ones that you probably see on mine too, these are the ones that pay a little bit more. They pay a little bit more, right? So let's look at this. So let me Google it real quick. Put y'all on game real quick. Let me see. Would a million subscribers and a high CPM. All right, so if you're looking at anywhere between, if you have a high CPM, hold on a second. All right, so if you got anywhere between, oh, where's the other one? I don't want to look at this one. Let's see if we can calculate it. I don't want to look at the. I don't want to look at that either. So CPM, so cost per meal, right? Cost per meal. That's what a CPM is. So if you got anywhere between, if you have 15 million subscribers, right? If you got 15 million subscribers, like they do, so you're roughly making. So that means 10,000. That means 10 million subscriber count. So how many we said? 15. They got 15 million. 15 million subscribers, which means they are roughly getting anywhere between 30 million to about 50 million views a month. They're making roughly, and this is just a rough estimate. This isn't a hard number, but it's a rough estimate. You're making roughly $150,000 a month. A month. $150,000 a month with 15 million subscribers. That's not including brand deals. That's not including sponsorships. That's not including none of that shit. Merch, that's not including that. It's just talking about strictly off AdSense and views. Let me see if this one says. So yeah, your chance of ever reaching 20 million, statistically 0. Any channel with over 20 million subs, any channel with over 20 million subs makes at least, we didn't say about, it say at least 10 million a year. 10 million a year. All combined, meaning brand deals, views, Meta, Instagram, TikTok, licensing, merchandise, appearances, business, they start all combined probably around $20 million. And y'all telling me that y'all afraid to get on camera and have a conversation about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Boy, you lying to me. It takes time. It takes a lot of, listen, it takes time. It takes a lot of adjusting. It takes a lot of learning. It is a learning curve. I will say that. I'm still learning shit today and understanding what works, what doesn't work, and understanding how to finagle the algorithm to get more visibility, understanding who to leverage, who not to leverage, different things like that, being strategic about everything that I do. But understand, 4 years, 15 million subscribers, roughly $150,000 a month, not a year, a month. In the course of 4 years. And again, Shorty talking about him being 33 years old. 33 years old. And she act as if this nigga life can't change within 1 to 4 years. What? Y'all bugging. But let's keep this video going.
Now I would say that the biggest way, the fastest way to kill a big dream is to introduce it to a small mind.
Yep.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And you talk to anybody. When you hear their lowest moments, it was when somebody tried to tell somebody whom they respected in their life.
It's crazy.
Tried to say, you know, it's not such a great idea. Go get a real job.
Yeah.
Tune those people out is what I'm hearing you say that you've learned from them.
I'll tell you what, there's a saying, nobody else's thoughts ever paid my bills. And I firmly believe in that, because like why listen to negative people? That's why one of the best decisions that me, my brother, my childhood friend made was kind of getting out of our hometown. We moved to a city like Austin, Texas, where entrepreneurship was receptive. People supported one another, and that collaboration, being around that environment, enabled us to build a multi-million-dollar business in our early 20s.
In the past week, you interviewed self-made billionaire. He's the head of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, and he's really held up as an example of somebody who just started and began building. It took him years to create this big sports, gigantic platform that does merch and all kinds of activities and experiences. Let's listen to the interview that James did with Michael Rubin.
Before you built $1 billion company, did you have anybody that doubted you?
People doubt me every day. I love doubters. You know, doubters are great. If you look at a doubter, that's motivation. I mean, think about, we just got in the sports betting business 2 years ago. Everyone said, Fanatics has no chance. This is a duopoly by FanDuel, by DraftKings. Mike Rubin's going to fail miserably. He's going to piss away billions of dollars. I said, bring on that hate. Yeah. Bring on that. I love that. You know what? We're now the third biggest sports book. We've been live for 20 months. We're just getting started.
20 months.
And we see what he was able to create. Who struck you the most when it came to dovetailing a life with success of business? Because, you know, you want to not just sit there and work business, right? You want to also have an important life that gives back.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if any one specific person comes to mind, but what I will say is that one of the biggest things that stands out to me above all else is, you know, you can talk all about money all you want in the interviews, which is what we do. But I'll tell you one other common thread that I really noticed is that just the incredible role that faith has played in a lot of these people's lives, putting God first. I've realized and I've learned early on that the money, the relationships, the businesses, at the end of the day, it's a dying dead road. It doesn't last forever. So I think that common thread of having that belief in God and having that belief in something bigger than you is something that I think really stands out whenever I'm conducting these interviews.
And you have been very smart when it comes to checking all the boxes and spreading yourself out. You do YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Let's talk about your followers. You've grown it to what, total 15 million?
Yeah, over 15 million followers.
Over 15 million. And something like 4 billion views you've generated over 4 years.
Well over.
Who's your demographic? Because you're aiming to help the next generation of investors and people out there who are facing a very difficult time where they can't afford a house, even if they have a full-time job. And it's very upsetting for a lot of college grads and people who didn't go to college.
Right. You know, when we originally started the channel, the demographic that we were hoping to target was actually that next generation of high school and college kids. And the beautiful thing about having omnipresence on social media, right? We've got millions of followers across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, is we've been able to build different audience across all the platforms, right? Obviously, Facebook's a much older demographic compared to TikTok, but
you just really gut punched a lot of people.
Well, I mean, it's ultimately the truth. But what we've learned is that, you know, who's the most receptive to it is actually that like late 20s to mid 30s.
Yes.
And I think the reason why is because they're at that point in their life where they're like, I wasted my 20s. It's time for me to get serious about investing in myself, about maybe going all.
I guess we're gonna keep referring back to the 33-year-old, huh? We're gonna keep referring back to her. She need to listen to this.
Into myself, building a business, or just getting savvy, you know, with you know, becoming financially free. And so I think that's why that demographic has been so strong across all of our platforms.
Time to stop with the $17 Long Island iced teas and the $7 lattes and start focusing on the future. It is great to see you, James. Will you come back?
I'll be back. You let me know. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, James Dumoulin. And by the way your name is spelled, Dumoulin.
Yes.
French.
Yes.
The background of French. It's very aristocratic.
Right. Well, thank you for having me. I had a blast here.
It's great to have you. Good luck.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. Shout out to him, bro. That's crazy, dog. 4 years, bro. 4 years. It took them to get to where they needed to get to. But understand something. It ain't just the years aspect of it. It's the consistency. That's one thing that YouTube rewards is consistency. Consistency. Continue to keep showing up. Continue to keep showing up. Regardless if you got 0 people watching, if you got 1 person watching, if you got 8 people watching, if you got 100 people watching, if you got 1,000 people watching, whatever the case may be, continue to keep showing up. Continue to keep showing up. Continue to keep better. Continue to keep getting better. Continue to keep perfecting your craft. I'm telling you, it's going to happen for you. And mind you, I'm talking to other upcoming podcasters, other upcoming live streamers, other upcoming YouTubers, myself, everybody. All this shit is time. But and this is my thing though. And my biggest thing is understanding that I won't be able to do this without God. I don't care what anybody else believe in. If you believe in the Quran or if you don't believe in the God or anything like that, the Quran, the Bible, all of it has core beliefs in regards to how they operate in the business. The Bible, the Quran, all of it talks about business and how to operate and how to move. Never, ever in the Bible, never, ever in the Quran does it talk about you not being successful. Does it not tell you not to be wealthy? Nowhere. So if you know that you got this, so as long as you know that you got a belief, you got that belief in God, you continue to move based on the principles of God. You understand how God operates, and you move in alignment with, and you move your business in alignment with God. I'm telling you, you're gonna be straight. Even if you don't know the Bible head to toe, and you understand certain principles of the Bible, and you move and operate with that integrity, with that faith, with that drive, and the consistency, continue to keep working, you're gonna get there. Hell, I never thought I would got to 1,600 subscribers. When I posted my every first video, not one view, not one person came into my live stream. When I did my first live stream, none of it. And that happened for a month. I've been doing this for a little over a year and I think 3 months. And I'm ramping up, and I'm continuously ramping up. That's what we do. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start implementing these type of videos as well during my reactions. Of course, we still gonna talk about the sports, the dating, the culture, a little bit of politics and things like that. But I always want to finish everything off with these type of videos. I still got another video coming, but because y'all ain't putting no super chat in here, I would have brought up another video with Myron Golden, but y'all ain't throw no super chat in here, so I guess y'all don't want to see it. So it is what it is. So yeah. That shit's crazy, bro. That shit is wild, fam. You hear me? Shit is wild.
Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up, because this is too valuable. The link is in the description, and hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video.
All right, so let me read some of these comments real quick before we go to the next video. Let's see. Bro, I'm catching up. How can you possibly think she wasn't sunning buddy? She called for everybody to pay attention to the fact that he asked her, does she remember him? Why not just respond directly to him? Because, bro, like I said, it's just playful banter. Now, could it have been a little bit malicious? Could have been, but I still don't think that it was. I don't think it was directed in the wrong place. I don't. I honestly don't. But hey, though, I mean, if y'all think that she was off, if y'all think that she was out of pocket for that, I mean, I get it, but I just say I disagree. I don't think that she was. I don't. Spacey, she could have met him at the decibel level and said something along the lines of at this moment, I don't recall. Thanks for pulling up, though. Then keep it pushing. She could have. I still don't see it like that. I think she was looking at it more so from a family. What's up, family? Everybody, let me bring everybody in to see what they're talking about type of situation. Y'all see he up here talking about, do I remember this X, Y, and Z? Hey, but I get it though. Facts about why did she need to get everyone's attention about the fact that he asked her that question? Hey, to bring everybody in to see what they said. Couldn't that be a situation too? Maybe everybody didn't hear, and so therefore people were gonna be asking questions. What the hell did he say to her? What happened? What popped off? So she probably was letting everybody in and what he said. But again, how Buddy approached her, like, nah, G, like, why are you approaching me like that? So I'm looking at it from the stem of how he approached her first. How he approached her was all the way out of pocket. And then after that, how she responded. So I mean, like I said, if you disagree, that's fine. But I definitely disagree with y'all. 110%. Don't do that. Nah. Don't see Court. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dive into the Courtnee Edgar Show Super Chats.
Listen, man, shout out to you. Don't do that. Don't do that. She says, here, twin. Dang, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I appreciate you for the super chat, though. So, because, you know, you were generous enough to do that, I will play the other video with Myron Golden. And mind you, this is another black man, too. This is an older black man, too. Let's see. Hard Knocks. Because this is actually a video I just watched not too long ago, actually. So, let me tap into it. Go to it. She, of course, said, I want to watch it, so shit, we gonna watch it. Gotta be a man of my word. We gonna watch it. We gonna watch it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So before I play it, I want to kind of give you a backstory of who I'm talking about right now. So for those of y'all who don't know, this man's name is Myron Golden. I don't know if you know who Myron Golden is, but Myron Golden is what you would call a business mogul in the sense of how he's built his business and what he's been doing, right? Decamillionaire. Well, let me say multi-millionaire, business owner, and he also bases his business and principles based off of the Bible, right? So he's heavy into it, but he talks about wealth and business based off of the Bible. And he talks about his success and the things that he's went through and how he's overcome and where he's at today. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. And again, he was on the School of Hard Knocks, the kid that we were just watching. He interviewed him and he did like pretty much a ride along with him while he was playing golf. And he was asking him questions he was answering. So we're going to play this video and then I'll get my thoughts on it. All right.
Legendary business owners in the entire world. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living out here in Tampa to be able to afford a Rolls Royce?
I am a consultant.
Are you an entrepreneur?
I am definitely an entrepreneur. I'm a business consultant.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Most amount of money I've ever made in a single year, $15 million.
$15 million. Yeah. Have you ever been broke before?
I was broke for the first part of my life. Then I made millions of dollars and then I was broke again. And now we've set it up in such a way that doesn't happen anymore.
Do you believe in God?
I more than believe in God. I trust God.
That video got over 150 million views across
That's
social media.
crazy.
That's Myron Golden. And he invited us out to his private golf course out in Tampa, Florida to give you guys the blueprint on how you can become a multimillionaire in today's world and how you can sell and market like a $15 million a year entrepreneur. This video is about to be insane from start to finish. So stay tuned until the end. But with that being said, let's get this video on the way. All right, you guys. So we made it to the golf course out here in Tampa, Florida, and Myron's going to be pulling up at any second. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this. My guy Myron's pulling up right now, so we're going to wait for him to come out and go up to him, you guys. Come on. There he is. What's up? How you doing, man? It's great to see you.
He has. So,
it's great to see you.
By the way, he grew up with polio as well, Myron Golden. He grew up with polio. So that's why he got the leg situation going on, by the way. So again, goes to show you no excuses.
Again. 100%. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. Yeah. We were letting them know how many views our last video did.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what the number is on Instagram?
No, 100 and something million.
100 million.
Yeah, it's 100 and something million. It's crazy.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Never. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know videos got 100 million views.
But I like to say where attention goes, revenue flows.
What?
You like that one?
I do.
I know we're at the golf course. We need to get $1 million worth of game for them in this video. Can we make it happen out there?
We can make that happen. But before we do, I got to make sure I take care of this young lady.
100%.
All right, brother.
You ready
to go?
Let's go.
It's time to bring the game to him.
I love it.
How long have you been a business owner?
47 years.
Growing up, did you know you were going to be a business owner and build an empire?
Definitely not. No, I didn't have any idea. I learned, though, when I was 16 that you don't have to have a job, because my dad quit his job and he said he was never going to work for anybody again. I'm like, what are we going to do? He just started doing for himself what he used to do for other people and got to keep all the money.
Great. How much money did you make this last year?
8 figures.
8 figures. We got to head to this next shot, don't
Yes,
we?
we do.
Let's go.
We do.
We're on a golf course right now.
Yep.
This is a playground for a lot of millionaires and billionaires.
For real.
Yeah. What do you notice about all the billionaires and the wealthiest people that you've met? What do the most successful do differently from everybody else?
Hyper focus on intention and ignore distraction.
So you don't like diversifying. You like focus going deep on one thing.
Well, diversifying is a different conversation. I don't like distractions. Intention is anything that moves the needle in your favor. Distraction is anything that you focus on that does not move the needle in your favor.
In terms of how wealthy people play with their money, what do they do differently from everybody else?
Ask me that question when we get over to it, because
Easy.
we got to get out of these.
I got you.
So you were saying,
what do the wealthiest people do differently from everybody else?
I think they perceive life differently as number one, but as a wealthy person, you don't view the primary purpose of money as paying bills. So poor people think the primary purpose of money is paying bills. Middle class people think the primary purpose of money is to maintain good credit so they can buy things they can't afford to impress people they don't know or like. Rich people believe the primary purpose of money is to turn it into more money. So that's like when I get $1, I want to turn it into 10 or preferably 100 or even 1,000 before I spend any of that dollar.
What's the secret to being able to flip that money, to make that money work for you, to double and multiply and grow that money?
Being able to perceive what's valuable to other people. So it doesn't matter whether you're trading stocks or whether you're investing in real estate or whether you're selling insurance. It doesn't matter. You have to solve somebody else's problem in order to solve your money problem. And you can't be focused on your money problem when you're solving it. You have to be focused on whatever their problem is.
How old were you when you made your first million?
I was 43. Maybe, no, I was 45. I was 45 when I made my first.
But you had lost it when you had first made it.
45. Again, I told you. I guess we're going to keep referring back to old 33-year-old. 45 years old. He made his first $1 million. 45. First meal. But y'all think 30, I guess y'all think life stops at the age of 39.
Well, I had made $1 million a year for a couple of years in a row and then lost all my money.
Why did you lose everything?
We just had a whole series of tragedies. Sometimes life comes at you fast. And I upgraded my lifestyle way too soon when I first started making money. But when you first start making 30, 40, 50,000 a month, you think you're a big baller, or 80,000 a month, 100,000 a month. You think, oh man, we're making so much money, it'll never run out. But the scripture says, when riches increase, so do they that consume them. So when you start making more money, you are going to have more expenses. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you set yourself up in such a way that you don't spend every dime out of every dollar. You don't even, if you can live off of 10% of your revenue or 10% of your income, now you're in a place where the bottom can fall out and you're still going to be okay for at least a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of y'all, so he said he was making 30. So he said he was making 30, right? 30 bands. Making 30 bands a month, not a year, 30 bands a month. So let's go. Buddy said he was living off 10%. 10%. 10%. That's crazy. 10%.
Right.
There's a saying that I love: stay small enough, long enough,
all the way low. Keep your lifestyle all the way low.
That's a bar.
Damn, I missed.
Like even if you're making, like you said, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month.
What do you say?
There's a saying that I love: stay small enough, long enough, and you'll be big enough soon enough.
Yep. Small enough, long enough, you stay big.
It's like even if you're making, like you said, $30,000, $40,000 a month, it's like keep the expenses low.
Keep the expenses low.
Yeah, even when the margins and the profits are high, it's like,
absolutely. And it gives you the ability to acquire massive amounts of wealth. And the more money you have, if you understand how to turn money into money, the bigger that amount gets, the faster it gets bigger. If you're not always taking money out to go buy stuff. And there's nothing wrong with buying stuff, but you want to make sure that the business is sustained first.
What industry would you get into right now?
Something to do with AI.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
Why?
Well, because it's easier to create wealth in the economic era that you're living in than it is to create wealth in the past. So every time wealth changes, like sectors or categories, a new economic era is introduced. From the beginning of time to the mid-1700s, you had the agricultural age, land equaled wealth. From the mid-1700s to mid-1900s, industrial age, machines equaled wealth. 1955 to 1978, the distribution age, outlets equaled wealth. And right now we are in the AI age. So the The people who got started in AI in 2020, 2021, 2022, and even today, 2025, those are the people who create the wealth of the future.
If you had to start from zero and you had 90 days to make $1 million and your life depended on it, what would you do?
I don't think like that because I don't give myself deadlines like that. So I think you may already know this, but they don't. I don't believe in setting goals. A goal is an objective with a deadline. I don't control deadlines. I don't control the times and seasons. It's like saying to a farmer, okay, if you had to produce 7 million ears of corn by next Wednesday, what would you do? Well, there's nothing you could do. So instead of doing that, have an objective for inputs, an objective for outcomes, but don't put a time limit on it because let it happen when it happens. And that way you're not frustrating yourself by setting a goal, not reaching the goal, and then feeling like a failure because it didn't happen when you thought it was going to happen. Because it might happen 2 days later and you still felt like a failure for 2 days. Or if it happens 2 years later, you wasted time feeling like a failure for 2 years. And that feeling like a failure for 2 years might even cause you to quit. Only objective of life.
Are you a good salesman?
Without sounding braggadocious, one of the best in the world.
One of the best in the world. So what's the one thing that you do differently from 99% of other salesmen that's enabled you to become part of that top 1%?
I only sell people things they desire to buy.
So do you think a lot of people that they sell bullshit that people don't need?
I would never phrase it like that because I don't use profanity. I think a lot of people want people to buy stuff simply because they're selling it. I only want people to buy things that they already want to buy. See, most people are looking for somebody to sell their stuff to so they can make some money. I believe that there are already millions of people in the world who would love to buy what you'd love to sell if they only knew you existed. So instead of trying to find somebody to sell something to because you have something for sale, make yourself findable for people who want to buy what you already want to sell. Make selling really easy.
Did you come from a rich family?
Do you mean rich in money? Because the answer to that would be absolutely not. No.
So how did you change your family's trajectory? There's the saying that, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. How did you escape the cycle of poverty?
I think the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but the poor don't get poorer because the rich get richer and the rich don't get richer because the poor get poorer. Those statements are true, but they're not causality. They're correlation. They're not causation. How did I escape the cycle of poverty? First of all, I hated being poor. And then I learned the things that rich people did and I started doing those instead of doing the things that poor people did.
What did you learn and implement into your skill set?
Number one, like my good friend Daniel Priestley says, income follows assets. So I stopped focusing on working hard. I stopped focusing on 8 hours work for 8 hours pay. I stopped focusing on paying bills. I started focusing on, okay, how can I put more assets in my asset column? Because income follows assets.
So you bought a lot of assets.
I did. I bought and built because you can buy assets, but you can also build assets. I've written books, for instance. Every book that I've written is an asset. It pays me money.
Shout out to the shout out to the Earn While You Save ebook, man. Listen, you can get the Earn While You Save ebook. It is in the Patreon. I'm telling you, it can jumpstart you from learning how to save and invest your money the proper way, because the traditional way of saving is out the door. That's not how we do it anymore. If you're really trying to make your money work while you sleep, you definitely want to tap into it. So go and get the ebook, Earn While You Save. It is in the Patreon. I'm telling you now. And listen, that is one of the ways that in which he was talking about. That's something that I built. That's something from the things that I've learned. You see what I'm saying? And then I've implemented so that way I can help other people who don't know about this. Right? And those people who are actually willing to learn and want to learn, who want to grow. Because if this is something that you don't want, listen, just enjoy the entertainment, right? But if you're somebody who actually wants to build and you want to become a sharper mind and you want to grow and you want to actually build and become better, tap into the Patreon. All right. He asked her, and instead of responding to him, she brought everybody else in, but I digress. I got you, bro.
Every month. So you write the book once, but it pays you for the rest of your life.
Facts.
That's an asset.
What are you investing in right now?
Real estate, options, some crypto. The most important thing I've ever invested in is my own mind, to learn the things I don't know so I can do the things I couldn't do before.
Have you spent a lot of money on mentorship?
Depends on your definition of a lot of money.
Yeah.
I haven't spent nearly as much as I've made.
Right. And how much money would you say you've spent on mentorship?
If you include all the books, all the courses, all the coaching programs, all of it, about 1.7 million.
1.7 million. What's the greatest lesson you've learned from investing over $1 million into mentorship?
Mentorship is like the ultimate shortcut. It's like somebody's already spent their whole life figuring out how to do something, and all they're going to do is charge you up some money to teach you how to do it. Sign me up for that program. I remember my first mentor, Jerry. He showed me how to sell to many, like one to many from stage, and the stuff he showed me was invaluable. It was just like, wait, what? I didn't even believe it would work, but I did it because he was my coach and he said, do it. And it worked so well that the first time I did it, it was hard for me to keep from breaking out into hysterical laughter. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it's been here all along. It's not just
the things that we don't know. It's the things that we don't know that's the problem.
Right. What is the best advice you ever received from a mentor?
I think the thing that changed my trajectory wasn't so much a piece of advice as it was something that Robert G. Allen, the author of Multiple Streams of Income, said to me at a seminar. He was asking for testimonies. I told him, I've read your books and I've used some of your material and some of your courses, and I'm doing really good. I used to be a trash man making $6.25 an hour. Now I'm living like a king. I'm making $30,000 a month. You know what he said to me?
That's
He
crazy.
said, "You're doing really good. You're on the path to making some really big money." And he said that to me in front of like 700 people. The first thought was, did he just diss my 30,000?
The fact, listen, some of that probably went over some people's heads, right? Just in this sense, rightfully so, though. Rightfully so. If somebody tells you making 30 bands a month, right? And they tell you on the path to making some big time money, fam, do you understand how crazy that would be to even fathom? It's like, bro, you telling me that $30,000 ain't even scratching the surface? You telling me $30,000 a month ain't even big money? You telling me that's chump change? Dog. You telling me that's chump change? Now you said, listen, now this is why it's so great to expose yourself to other people out in the world that's outside of your own environment, bro. Because because it expands your knowledge, it expands your way of thinking, it expands what you can actually visualize. When you see it goes beyond just the vehicles and shit. When you seeing people talking about, yeah, bro, and they just talk about money like it ain't shit. Oh yeah, man, listen, bro, I just spent $30,000 this past weekend. How the fuck you spent $30,000 this past weekend? What the fuck you was doing? And he was like, man, I just blew 30,000. You just blew 30,000? You blew it. And it didn't like it was nothing. It didn't phase you at all. No. 30,000 shit. I make 200,000 in a month. I see. So, all right, so you make 200,000. It makes sense. It makes sense. Now I see why the 30,000 ain't phase you at all. Because now you didn't put so much money into your investments. That was profit money that you just spent. So that money you ain't even tripping on. That was just asset money that you just blew. You ain't even tripping on that. Some would be exactly. Some would be offended from $6 an hour to $30K a month, but it can get better. That's what I'm saying. So this is great because now it allows you to open up your mind and say, hey, bro, motherfuckers is talking about 30K a month ain't even big money. You doing that's what they consider you doing good for yourself. You doing good for yourself. 30K a month? 30K, sir. What you mean? What you mean 30K a month is I'm only doing good for myself? Huh? You like, hold up. So now you gonna get offended. He's like, what you mean? But when you take it into retrospect, 30K a month is only $360,000 a year. That's it. $30,000 a month is only $360,000 a year. Now, mind you, some people can live in that. It's like $360,000 a year. I'm living good. I'm living straight. But there's more that you can go get. You still got, listen, let me break this down for you. You could be 42 years old and you making $30,000 a year. He's like, hey, bro, $30,000 a year. So let's think about this. If I 10x what the fuck I'm already doing, if I 10x it, we could be making about $100,000 a year. Or we could be making $120,000 a month. If we 10x what the fuck we doing? If we 10x what we're doing, so if we 10x the 360,000 a year, 10x it, that's 3.6 mil. If you 10x it, but guess what? Some people will still say that's chump change. Now you see how that shit just continues to keep fucking going, because guess what? That's only $300,000. That's $300,000 a month. 3.6 mil is $300,000 a month. Fam, do you understand? Do you understand? $300,000 a month is 3.6 mil a year, and motherfuckers will still say you broke. What? And so it ain't even the what, like it's disrespectful. It's like, nigga, it's more money. Like, more for people who don't know. I know there's a ton of money to be made out here, right? But I'm speaking from the lens of people who can't even see past the fucking 30K a month. It's like, bro, nigga, what? How? He's giving the game. Listen, y'all. Listen. Hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. And understand what I'm telling you right now. Everything that he just said and everything that I just mentioned. Why do I mention the Patreon? Yep, I don't have 10K subscribers yet. We gonna get there. I don't have 100K. We gonna get there. I ain't got a meal. We gonna get there, right? But why am I doing it now? Why am I doing it now at 1,600 subscribers? Even some people still struggling to get to 1,600. Why am I doing it now? I'm putting it out there now because why the fuck would I wait? Why the fuck would I wait to give information to people? Oh, I need to wait till I get to 10,000 subscribers before I start helping. No, nigga. If I got the information, why the fuck won't I tell people? The people who actually want the information are going to be ones that's going to go. And it's only going to continue to grow. So why not have that information here now? Even when I got 1,600 subscribers, why not continue to keep telling people that? Even if I'm talking to 5 people, which I'm not right now. But I'm just saying, just using that as an example. Even if I'm only talking to 5 people. Why the fuck would I continue to keep saying that? Because guess what? This shit gonna get clipped up. And I'm gonna post this video. Somebody gonna see it. And they're like, you know what? Let me go tap into his Patreon and see what the fuck he talking about. I already got people at my job who already bought my ebook. Because they didn't even know that they didn't even know that there was a way that you could save your money properly through a brokerage account. And they're like, listen, I need you to make another one. I need you to go into deeper detail about it. And I told them in due time I will. Why not? You know, I have jokes. If I was Myron, I would invest in a larger golf. Bro, you stupid, bro. Bull City, bro. You crazy as fuck. But for real though. So that's why I'm doing it. So I understand. So I'm building. So this is something that's being built. This YouTube channel, this is something that's being built in real time, and y'all seeing it in real time. She said, I'm not making very good use of my free will. I'm telling, listen, Court, do you believe in God? And this is not a Bible study, Mama. I'm just asking, do you believe in God? I turned 2 mil into 5 mil from 2014 to current. I know I did something, but definitely just scratched the surface. You feel me, bro? You do, right? Do you know that God wants you to be wealthy? Do you know that when he said be fruitful and multiply, you do understand he wasn't only talking about children, he was talking about your wealth? Be fruitful and multiply. That means create and build wealth for those that's to come, your children. And so for all those other people, all those other Christians who talking about, oh, you need to be meek, you need to be humble, you will need to focus, as long as you got a job. No, God wants you to be that. God wants that. Now we understand that everybody ain't gonna be able to do it, but the reason that they won't, but here's the thing that they won't tell you, the reason that they won't be able to do it because a lot of people aren't going to endure. A lot of people aren't going to make the sacrifices. A lot of people aren't going to do the work because it also says that you got to do the work too. He ain't just going to give it to, he ain't going to give it to the lazy. So that's something I had to learn personally. Could pray all day, but if I ain't doing the fucking work, it ain't going to happen. Regardless how much I can pray harder than that, I can pray until my tongue fall the fuck out. It ain't gonna happen if I'm not doing the fucking work. And guess what I learned that from? I learned it from this guy right here. Watching a lot of his videos, learning things that I didn't know, how to implement things into business, how to build certain things, how to use your ebook or build whatever the case may be. Like I learned from a lot of different people, dog.
A month in front of 700 people. My second thought was, wait, there's a level where 30,000 a month is not a lot of money. Oh, let me get to that level.
You have to think a lot bigger is what you're saying.
You have to think a lot bigger, and you have to learn to perceive the big things that are already there all around you so you can access them. People think they lack access to abundance. They don't lack access to abundance. They lack access to awareness of abundance that's all around them.
You guys, that was an incredible answer from Myron, but I needed to take a second real quick.
Let me
to
skip
thank
ahead.
you guys
That's
for
his
helping us
personal
hit
commercial.
1 million, how to start their business, how to get capital, how to get the members that joined this week to come and shoot content with me and meet several.
So how can somebody get in the room if they don't have a lot of credibility?
You pay to be in the room. You buy your way into the room, right? And you get paid on the way out of the room. I joined a mastermind 10 years ago, actually, and I was the brokest person in that mastermind, right? I was just like, I talked him into letting me do a special payment plan because I wanted to be in the program. And everybody in that mastermind acted like my ideas were the best ideas they'd ever heard. And so eventually, what that caused me to realize is I had been selling to the wrong people my whole life. I'd been selling to the people who needed it instead of the people who wanted it. That's one. And then a lot of those people later became my clients, even though I wasn't in there sniping. They just became my clients because they wanted to learn the stuff I knew. But I didn't even realize the value of the stuff I knew. I only thought people who came from where I was coming from saw value in the stuff I knew. I didn't realize people who were way ahead of me, like financially, would see value in the ideas that I had. And so learning to sell to the right people, one of the most valuable things I've ever done.
How do you identify the right market to go into and sell to? There's a lot of people that get shiny object syndrome where they say, oh, this and that. How do you identify the right market to go in and sell?
Well, it depends on what your objective is. So one of the things I learned a long time ago is if you want to get rich, sell to rich people, right?
Yep.
Sell to people with money. Why? Because they have the money to buy the stuff and it's easy to get them to pay for it because they have the money. Okay, so cool. When I think about the right people, I make my messaging so that it attracts the right people and repels the wrong people. Like a lot of people, the last thing they tell you when they're attempting to sell you something is the price because the stuff I sell, my coaching is $40,000 an hour. My mentorship programs, my masterminds, they range from $27,000 all the way up to $1 million a year. And so I put that out there up front. So the people who I'm not for know I'm not for them and they don't bother me and I don't bother them. Everybody's happy.
You said you got to solve expensive problems because would you agree that it's the same stress to go after $5,000 problems as $100,000 problems?
Yeah, it requires the same level of energy is how I would describe it. It takes no more energy to sell $1 million program, $1 million offer than it does to sell $1,000 offer. You're just selling it to a different person. If a person's ready to buy, they're ready to buy what they're ready to buy.
So how do you get money from a rich person then?
See, I don't see selling as getting money from people. I see it as delivering value to them. You get money from them because they happily pay you because you've solved the problem they've been struggling with for a long time.
How do you define sales?
I just find sales as uncovering the value of what I have to offer so well that people are happy to exchange the money they have in their pocket for the value I've revealed. So most people, they think of selling as talking somebody into buying something they don't want, don't need, and can't afford, right? Because they don't see selling the way I do. If somebody says no to their offer, the first thing they do is lower their price. But I recommend instead of lowering your price, why not just raise the value? Like offer them more value and then people will be happy to pay for it.
And what's the most amount of money that you made in a single day?
Most amount I've ever made in a single day, probably $5.5 million.
5.5 fucking million in a day, dog. $5.5 million in a day. And in the video that I watched before, he mentioned that he said that making $1 million in a month is he said making $1 million in a month was a low month for him. I said, dog, what? One meal was a low month. Just one single meal was a low month. Oh yeah, he definitely married with children. Yeah, he's definitely married with children. Lives out in Florida.
$5 million in a single day?
Yeah.
How?
Well, by making an offer to a group of people, making a premium value offer to a group of people.
So you just get the attention and then you just
Right. What you garner the attention over time, but what you do is you develop a relationship. Like if people are going to pay you $55,000, for instance, they have a relationship with you generally on some level, at least in their minds they do. You don't walk up to a girl and say, "Hi, my name's James. Will you marry me?" Right? If you ask her that, she's going to be scared and say no. She's not scared and say no. You should be scared and run away.
You build that rapport and that trust over time.
Over time. With people. Like Frank Kern says, prove to people that you can help them.
Exactly, Bull City. That's impressive. That had to be a money tree he planted years before that just bear fruit on a particular day. Exactly. That's the point that's being made. And that's why I always revert back to what I say. That's why I'm doing it now. I'm not waiting till later, bro. I'd rather have the fruit. I'd rather already have the tree planted already here before I get to the 10K. So now that I'm at 1,600, I've been telling people about the Patreon, been telling people about the ebook. Eventually, that tree gonna start bearing fruit. And whatever other ebook that I decide to come out with, if I ever do, depends on what the situation is. It's crazy. It's crazy. 5.5 million in a day. Now again, that the context behind it is okay. Well, how long have you been selling this product? How long have you been introducing it to people? What was the back end work? So there's always context behind it, but just looking at it from the surface level, 5.5 million a day is fucking crazy. On any level, in a day, that's fucking wild.
Actually helping them. And so that's one of the things that you do with your School of Hard Knocks channel. That's one of the things I do with my YouTube channel. I prove to people that I can help them by actually helping them. People say in their comments on my YouTube channel all the time, "I can't believe this guy does this much, gives us this much value for free." But it's not really free because they have to pay for it with their attention. And here's what I've discovered. People pay you long enough with their attention, they'll eventually pay you with their assets.
Wow, which means that they'll invest in you.
They'll invest in themselves through you.
Now, when I first interviewed you, I asked you if you believed in God, and you said, "I don't just believe in God.
I trust God."
Yeah. How did you find that trust in God? Why do you trust God?
Because he's never lied to me. But then again, he's never lied to anyone because God cannot lie. I trust God because he's proven to me over and over and over again that everything he says in his word, which I believe is the Bible, is not just true, but it's truth.
What's a financial lesson from the Bible that a lot of people do not know? Does God want people to be rich?
God wants some people to be rich. Does God want everybody to be rich? I don't think God has the same plan for everybody. That's why everybody's a different person, because he's got a different purpose for everybody. I do believe that it's God's design for his children to be rich, but I believe that God also has exceptions to his own rules. And so some people, they have a different assignment. And now, I can't tell you whether or not God wants you to be rich, but I can tell you there's no doubt in my mind that he wants me to be rich, because if he didn't, he wouldn't have shown me the principles that made me rich, right? And so you say, what's a principle in the Bible that can help people be rich? Well, it says, "The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. He who will be greatest among you, let him be servant of all." One of the things I found out in business is you can be great even if you're not good, if you're willing to serve enough people, because greatness is your ability to serve the masses.
How old are you now?
I am 63. I'll be 64 in 2 months.
What has God been teaching you in the last year?
Man, there's so much. What has God been teaching me in the last year? That life is short. And even if you live to be 100, life is short. So love the people you love, and don't just repeat the same experience over and over. Pack your life with life experiences. Pack every day with life experiences. Live every day with gratitude in your heart. Greatest lesson? Everything good in my life is a gift. That's the greatest lesson. I woke up this morning and I opened my eyes, and guess what I could do? I could see. I know how to make myself look. I don't know how to make myself see.
You got amazing advice, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you letting us come out.
Dog,
It's just excellent.
Man, shout out to my man. Listen, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's out here, bro. It is out here for the taking. It is out here for the taking. Aren't you glad you did a super chat, Court? Aren't you glad you did a super chat? Because I knew that y'all would like this. And then this wasn't even the last video, but I had to. I thought about this video while I was playing the one before, previous to this one. I was like, you know what? That'd be a great video for everybody. This is profound. Like, this is great information. But a lot of people won't take heed to it. A lot of people won't do the necessary work. A lot of people are lazy. They won't even take the first fucking step to do it. And this ain't got shit to do with me talking about my ebook or Patreon. It's just in life in general. People won't take the first step. They want to complain. They want to point the finger at everybody else. They don't want to be responsible for their own shit. And so they the ones that gonna get left behind. You do think it was worth it? See? Listen, I won't steer you wrong. See, Corey, I won't steer you wrong. See, we here. I got you. Listen, you stick with me, I got you. You stick with me, I got you. I won't lead you astray. I got you. Don't even trip. Hold on, let me go to this other one real quick. Let me go back because I kind of played myself. Oh, no, I didn't. We good. Nah, we good. We here. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, that was. I love that video. I love Myron Golden. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. So this, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shout out. Listen, if you want to learn how to be a salesman, how to understand and interpret the Bible properly from a different perspective, from somebody who actually studied the Bible and knowing the Hebrew language and what words actually mean, and using those principles, using the principles of the Bible in order to start a business, in order to grow your business and operate in the business based off of the Bible principles, you definitely want to listen to Myron Golden. I'm telling you, he is profound. He gives great fucking information. I'm telling you. I think he has Bible studies too. So I'm telling you, I've learned a lot from him, and I've implemented a lot of things too that he talks about as well, into what I'm doing. So he's dope. Definitely check him out. His name is Myron Golden. It's dope. He's dope.
Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up, because this is too valuable. The link is in the description. And hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to this. Let's go ahead and get to this final video of tonight. Let's talk about the richest African Americans in Chi-Town in Chicago. Let's talk about it. Let's see what they're talking about. I told my boy Bull City that I would start doing this because they thought the last one was good. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? So we're talking about the richest Black African American. Well, I don't know why I'm saying Black, but African Americans in Chicago. So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. I was just saying that 10 foot says.
That's top dog aura right there.
Hey, that was perfect timing. So let's go ahead and get into it, bro.
Chicago's elite. Names like Pritzker and Crown probably come to mind. You see their names on museums and university halls, their towers shaping the city's famous skyline. They're Chicago royalty, no doubt. But there's another story of power and ambition, a history that's been hiding in plain sight. It's the story of Black families who built empires against impossible odds. These aren't just stories about getting rich. They're epic tales of survival, of turning pennies into fortunes while navigating a city that was often engineered to hold them back. In a city divided by segregation, these pioneers didn't just open businesses, they built dynasties. They turned struggle into strategy and created generational wealth that shaped Chicago in ways most people have never heard of. Now let's be clear, making a definitive list of the richest is tricky. Private wealth is, well, private. So this isn't just about ranking bank accounts. This is a celebration of impact, of legacy, and of fortunes built brick by brick and idea by idea, right in the heart of Black Chicago. This is the story of 10 of those families, and the family at number 1 will completely redefine what you think you know about power and legacy in the Windy City. Let's kick things off with a family whose name was once the gold standard for Black beauty and business, a dynasty that started in a Chicago basement and grew to take over an entire industry, the Gardner family, the founders of Soft Sheen Products. The story starts back in 1964 with Edward and Betty Ann Gardner. He was a school administrator and she managed the home, but they had a vision. It was born from a simple fact. The hair care industry was totally ignoring Black people. The products on the shelves just weren't made for them. The Gardners didn't just see a gap in the market. They saw a chance to empower their community. So, in the basement of their South Side home, they started mixing. With their own kids as the first test subjects, they developed their first products, and a hair and scalp conditioner soon became a local hit. For years, Soft Sheen was a small family business. Edward sold products from the trunk of his car, while Betty Ann handled the finances. Their kids literally screwed the caps on the jars. By 1976, they were making a respectable $200,000, but they were still a small fish in a big pond. The moment that changed everything, the product that launched them from a local name into a global phenomenon, came in 1979. The Carefree Curl.
Ha!
This didn't just change hairstyles.
Every Black person know about this shit here, especially in a time where, listen, we got to be honest. We got to be honest. There was a time in African-American culture where we used to look at the ones who had the loose curls. I forgot what you call that type of hair, but the ones who had the looser curls, you know, typically what the mixed people would have, right? We wanted that same shit. Well, you know, you had them nappy cuckabugs in your head. He's like, man, I need to put this in here so I can get them little curls, you know what I'm saying? Get them light-skinned baby girl, them light-skinned curls, them genuine curls. I know I did. Listen, I know I did. I know I did, boy. Around, I think, how old was I? I was in middle school, actually. I was in middle school trying to use these joints. Like, oh, shit. Hey, listen. This shit gonna loosen up the curls, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Go have them genuine curls in that bit. Man, listen. That shit didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. Nope. It didn't work. Not for my hair. It did not work for my hair at all. You understand me? It didn't work for my hair at all. I don't like it. Well, I'm gonna say I didn't like it at the time. I wanted the genuine curls. That's what I wanted. I wanted the genuine curls. I was up that bitch trying to tell myself, ain't none of your friends' business. Ain't none of your friends' business. What baby girl tonight?
It defined a whole decade. The Jerry curl was the look of the 1980s.
Hello?
And Soft Sheen was behind it all. The company's money exploded. The basement days were long gone. The Gardners were building an empire. Sales skyrocketed into the tens of millions, hitting over $87 million by the late 80s. They built a massive manufacturing plant right on Chicago's South Side, creating hundreds of jobs and becoming a pillar of the community. But the Gardner legacy is about so much more than hair. Edward Gardner became a major force in Chicago politics. In 1983, he used Soft Sheen's money and influence to help register over 200,000 new Black voters. That political wave directly led to the election of Harold Washington as Chicago's first black mayor.
Sorry, I'm gonna let it keep playing. That's another, listen, if you want to get power, that's another way to get power. Get your bread up. And when I say get your bread up, I ain't talking about just become six figures. You remember we were just talking about how 30K a month ain't enough. If you want to make some real change in your city, wherever you from, if you want to make real change in your city, get your dollars up. And listen, you can invest and you can sponsor the person that you want to get in office, where you can make real change and you got power. Because guess what? You got a vested interest. Point, example A right here. Example A right here. Chicago's first black mayor.
This wasn't just giving back. It was a brilliant use of economic power to create political power. In 1985, Edward and Betty Ann handed the reins to their children, with their son Gary taking over as CEO.
That boy look like Caucasian, ain't it?
The business kept growing, but the world was changing. In 1998, after decades as a fiercely independent family-owned giant, the Gardners made the tough call to sell Soft Sheen to the global giant L'Oreal. But even in the sale, Edward made one last power move for his community. He insisted that L'Oreal keep the company's headquarters on Chicago's South Side, saving jobs and preserving the company's roots. The Gardner family turned a simple idea into a multi-million-dollar empire, and they proved you could get rich while lifting up your entire community.
The Boutte family.
At number 9, we have a dynasty that took on the world of finance, a family that knew real power.
Okay, yeah. Gary might be the mailman's kid. Yeah, I can see that. Because, boy,
comes from controlling the capital. The Boot family, the strategists behind Indicorp, and the legendary Independence Bank.
Okay.
Black banking in Chicago has always been about defiant ambition. It started with pioneers like Jesse Binger, who first dared to create a bank for a community that was locked out of the system. But the Great Depression wiped out many of those early banks, leaving a huge void. For decades, Black Chicagoans struggled to get mortgages, business loans, or even basic bank accounts. This was the world Alvin J. Boot stepped into. Boot was a financial wizard and the visionary leader of Indicorp, the holding company for Independence Bank of Chicago. Founded in the 60s, Independence wasn't just a bank. It was a powerful symbol of Black economic freedom on the South Side. Under Boot's leadership, it became one of the most important Black-owned financial institutions in America. But Alvin Boot wasn't satisfied with just running a successful community bank. He wanted to make a move that would shake up Chicago's entire financial world. The big moment came in 1988. In a move that was completely unheard of, Boot organized the purchase of Drexel National Bank, a healthy, white-owned bank. Think about that. A Black-owned company had never bought a successful, majority-owned bank before. The deal was estimated at around $8 million, a steal for what Indicorp got. $109 million in assets and thousands of new customers.
So hold up. Did y'all just hear that? So now things are starting to... This Black-owned company bought out this white-owned company in the era in which white people really wasn't too fond of the Black people. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That money be talking. The money be talking. The money be talking. So that means if you really want to make moves out here, you got to get your bread up. That goes for me. That goes for everybody in my circle. That goes for everybody extensive of my circle. Everybody watching this channel. Everybody. Get our bread the fuck up. Can't be complaining about what certain politicians are in office or who's in the office, who's the cabinet, who's the mayor, who's the governor, all this extra shit. If you want to make change, the dollar bills is what's going to talk. That's what I'm hearing. If you want to close out certain banks or certain, I guess you would say certain empires, guess what? The money will speak. The money will speak for itself. Have you ever seen the movie Banker? Yes, I have. Man, I love that fucking movie. I love that movie. Well, yup, with Anthony Mackie. Yup. I've seen it. I love that fucking movie, dog. I love that movie.
Single move instantly doubled the size of Boots' empire. Indicorp's assets jumped to around $227 million, making it the largest black-owned bank holding company in the country. To celebrate, the company ran a series of ads showing the faces of presidents from U.S. currency, Lincoln, Jackson, Grant, with the bold tagline, "We'd be very happy to see a few new faces at our banks." It was a confident, powerful statement. The Boot family, through Indicorp, had built a financial powerhouse. They controlled 2 major banks that served different communities, giving them more capital and a bigger lending footprint than any black-owned bank before them.
That's crazy as hell.
They weren't just playing the game, they were changing the rules. Though the banks were eventually sold as the industry changed, the Butt dynasty's impact is undeniable. They shattered a financial ceiling and proved black-owned institutions could compete at the highest level.
Yep.
For our number 8 spot, we're looking at a different kind of dynasty. Their wealth wasn't just about money, but about influence, power, and building institutions that would empower people for generations. This is the story of Ida B. Wells and her husband, Ferdinand Barnett, a Chicago power couple who literally laid the groundwork for black political and economic life in the city.
I ain't gonna hold you.
When Ida B. Wells came to Chicago, she was already a legendary journalist, famous for her fearless crusade against lynching.
Yep.
Ferdinand Barnett was a top lawyer and the founder of Chicago's first black newspaper, The Conservator. When they married in 1895, they didn't just unite 2 people, they united 2 incredible forces for racial justice. Their home in Bronzeville became the command center for black political and social life in Chicago. Their wealth was the social capital they built. They were activists who knew that fighting for civil rights and building economic power were 2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Wells was a fierce organizer who famously boycotted the 1893 World's Fair for ignoring black Americans. She was also a co-founder of the NAACP, one of the most important civil rights organizations in American history. Ferdinand Barnett used his legal skills and his newspaper to fight for black causes. Together, they knew that to have a voice, you needed a platform. So they didn't just report the news, they created the institutions that gave the black community its voice. Their greatest achievement wasn't a single deal, but a lifetime of building. Wells co-founded the Negro Fellowship League, which offered housing, jobs, and a safety net for black men moving up from the South. This wasn't charity. It was a direct investment in the people of Black Chicago.
What's up, V?
By helping newcomers find their footing, she was strengthening the economic foundation of the entire community. Meanwhile, Ferdinand Barnett's newspaper, The Conservator, was more than just a paper. It was an engine for unity. It gave a platform to black writers, promoted black businesses, and organized the community around key political fights. Their combined influence led to real power. They were part of a group of black leaders who successfully took political control of the Second Ward from white politicians, paving the way for what would become the most powerful black political machine in the nation. Today, the legacy of Ida B. Wells and Ferdinand Barnett is woven into the fabric of Chicago. In 2018, the city renamed a major downtown street Ida B. Wells Drive, the first street in the central business district named for a woman of color. It's a tribute to a woman whose wealth was measured in courage and whose family's legacy was built on justice. They proved that real generational wealth isn't just what you own. It's about what you build for everyone who comes after you. At number 7, we're stepping into the world of high finance, of stocks, assets, and billions of dollars under management.
Ooh.
This is a family whose legacy isn't written in stone, but in the ticker symbols of the stock market. This is the dynasty of the Rogers family, built by the investing genius John W. Rogers Jr., founder of Ariel Investments. The Rogers family story is one of Black excellence passed down through generations.
Oh, you said recap on last week, legacy, names on streets and buildings. Yeah, that's facts. Names on streets, buildings, all of that. Putting your name on shit. That's building the legacy as well. But of course, you have to do it by getting it out the mud, making the proper investments, getting around the right people in the right circles in the right environment. Of course. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what legacy is about. Shout out to Joy Taylor, because she didn't know what the hell she was talking about.
John W. Rogers Jr.'s great-grandfather owned the largest Black-owned hotel in the country on Tulsa's Black Wall Street before it was destroyed in the 1921 race massacre. His father was a Tuskegee airman and a judge. His mother, Jewel LaFontaine, was the first African-American woman to graduate from the University of Chicago Law School.
Sound like she from the Bayou.
He wasn't just born into a family. He was born into a legacy of people who break down barriers. This shaped how he saw money. While other kids got toys for their birthday, his dad started giving him shares of stock when he was just 12 years old.
I like that. I like that.
Stuck.
I like that. I like that. See, while Black people have been talking about getting the next pair of Jordans, I'm gonna go ahead and get you this next iPad. Let me get you these other clothes and toys and shit. They out here giving their children stocks. Now, I understand you still want your child to have a child life. You want them to experience childhood. I understand that. But doing that shit on the back end, listen, investing, even if you're using your own money, right? You're working your 9 to 5. You're taking a certain amount out of your paycheck to put into your child's stock. I do that. I invest. I'm investing in my children's future, bro. Why I have the opportunity to do that? You feel what I'm saying? So when they get to a certain position in life, when they become 18 years old, they straight. Not only will they be straight, but then on the way up, I'm also going to be teaching them what I'm doing as well. Because by the time they become 14, 15, I'm going to be well endowed into this shit. And I'm going to be able to teach them the business and other things and other investments that I would have invested in by this time. Because listen, y'all, I don't think y'all understand me right now. I don't think y'all understand the vision. And I'm not going to go deep into it, but I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be one of the biggest motherfuckers in Arizona. I'm telling you that right now. First and foremost, the main thing is becoming one of the biggest YouTubers in Arizona. That's the first priority. Biggest YouTuber in Arizona. That's the first one. Second, once we get that established, and then I got my solid community of people that's rocking with me either way, then that's when we're gonna start diving. That's when we're gonna start diving into investing into things in the city, right? Getting ownership of things in the city, within my vicinity, whether that's businesses that I can invest in, that some people they just want to move out, they just want to get done, they just want to sell the business and I can just take over, or I can go into real estate investment, commercials, all of these different things. And I got certain people like Bull City and other people that I know that can help me and give me more enlightenment on what to do and what not to do. So that's why you always want to surround yourself with a solid group of people. And then I can start looking into the type of people that, depending on what I align with at this time, now we can start looking into what type of politicians I want in office to make certain decisions. So that way I can get certain things and make certain things happen. But first and foremost, we focus on everything. The main thing is we focusing on the solid group of people. I need a solid group of people within my Patreon, right? So the goal is 500. That's what we want. That's the ultimate goal right there. That's not the ultimate goal, but that's the goal right now. That's the first milestone goal we got to hit. 500 subscribers in the Patreon. That's the one. Then the two, biggest YouTuber in Arizona. Gotta be. So that way, that means I'm an authority out here. It's like, hey, bro, he one of the biggest dudes out here. I know there's some guys out here, they got the Arizona shit going on, but they do the funny side of things. They do all the funny YouTube shit. And I know them personally. I know this guy. His name's Zayway. They got over 1 million subscribers. But see, me, I'm doing this shit, Courtnee Edgar Show. So it's me, just me. You feel me? And of course, my Banter and Barter family too. You know what I'm saying? We ain't leaving them out because they're attached to me. So that's neither here nor there. They're gonna be attached to me. But in order for them to grow, I gotta grow. So yeah. But I can dive deeper into that in the Patreon though, and go step by step, guide by guide. But I'll make a video on that. Say keep it up. History is what all the people who come here seem to forget, but want to be white adjacent. Yep, facts. You think their kids didn't get the goods that come with money? But here's the thing though. Jim Flips though. The reason that I'm showing this is not because it's the fact of people want to be white adjacent, right? It's to show that there aren't any excuses. Because see, if you know, like I know, there's a lot of black people that are making excuses. They're talking about what the government's doing. They're talking about Trump. They're talking about what the white man is doing, how the white man holding them back, how they're oppressed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yet these individuals grew up in a time where that shit was actually happening. And they still found a way. They still found a way to make it through. We don't have an excuse in this time now in 2025. There is no excuse. We can't say somebody's holding us back. We can't say they up there firing us off of water hoses. We can't say any of that shit. That's what I'm saying. We want to be rich adjacent. Fuck white adjacent. Fuck Asian adjacent. Fuck Hispanic adjacent. Fuck all of that adjacent shit. I want to be rich adjacent. I want to be one of the powerful motherfuckers in the city. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, bro. Be able to hold that type of power. Be in the rooms that motherfuckers only could fathom to be in. And of course, that's gonna take money. That's gonna take money. That's gonna take growth. That's gonna take wealth. It's gonna take investment to get in certain rooms. Dead ass. That's what we on. I ain't doing that race adjacent shit. Nope. Rich, money adjacent. We talking about wealth adjacent. That's what we want to be. That's what we want to be.
Graduating from Princeton, Rogers worked as a stockbroker for a few years, but he was meant for something more. The pivotal moment came in 1983. At just 24 years old, Rogers took $10,000 he raised from family and friends and launched Ariel Capital Management, now known as Ariel Investments. It was the first black-owned mutual fund firm in the country. Starting any financial firm is a huge challenge. For a young black man in the 80s, it was an act of incredible ambition. The move that defined his success was his absolute devotion to a slow and steady investing philosophy, famously represented by the firm's turtle mascot. While Wall Street chased trends, Rogers focused on buying good, undervalued companies and holding them for the long haul. This patient, contrarian style became Ariel's trademark. From that small start, Ariel Investments grew into a financial giant. Today, it's one of the largest black-owned money managers in the United States, managing billions of dollars for clients like Walmart and PepsiCo. Rogers himself co-leads the firm with another Chicago trailblazer, Melody Hobson. The modern legacy of the Rogers family is one of immense financial power and deep civic impact. Rogers serves on the boards of giants like Nike and the New York Times Company. He's on the board of the Barack Obama Foundation.
Oh, hell.
Through Ariel, he recently launched a private equity fund that raised over $1 billion to invest in and grow companies run by Black and Latino entrepreneurs. John W. Rogers Jr. didn't inherit a company. He inherited a legacy of excellence and used it to build a financial empire from scratch. He shattered the glass ceiling in the investment world, creating a path for others and proving that the greatest fortunes are built with patience, discipline, and a clear vision for the future. At number 6, we're looking at a modern brotherhood that represents a new way.
They in Chicago? The Tate brothers was in Chicago? That's where they grew up? That's where they from?
Wave of wealth and influence in Chicago. They aren't old money. They're building a new kind of legacy based on media, community, and the power of ownership. We're talking about the Tate brothers, Lawrence, Lamard, and Laron.
Oh, okay.
You might know Lawrence Tate from his acting roles in huge movies and hit TV shows.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I was like, hold on, because they showing the Tate brothers shit. They up here showing the Tate brothers. I was like, hold the fuck on, what you talking about? But these Tates, yeah, okay, I got it. Makes sense now.
Family's wealth is a team effort. The 3 brothers, born and raised on Chicago's West Side, work as a single unit. They use their Hollywood success to build a diverse range of businesses and, more importantly, to fight for Black economic empowerment in their hometown and across the country. Their parents taught them the power of unity and ambition early on.
Yeah.
When the family moved to California, the brothers got into acting, but they never lost their entrepreneurial spirit.
I knew I was tripping.
They formed Tate Men Entertainment, a production company to develop and produce their own movies and TV shows.
Nice.
This move, from being actors for hire to being owners of their own content, was their brilliant play. It's the critical shift from earning a paycheck to building equity, which is the key to generational wealth. By creating their own projects, the Tate brothers control the narrative, both on screen and off. They get to tell authentic stories that connect with their community while building a valuable library of intellectual property. But their influence goes way beyond Hollywood. The Tate brothers are passionate advocates for financial literacy and specifically for home ownership in the Black community. They know that for generations, barriers like redlining have locked Black families out of the single most important tool for building wealth.
Why his mold keep changing? Now, I ain't trying to listen. Hold up. I don't mean to get sidetracked. Why his mold keep changing? So first he got a mole on his forehead, and then, hold on. Then he got a mole right here on the side of his face. But the mole up here gone. How that happen? What the hell going on?
And specifically for home ownership in the Black community. They know that for generations, barriers like redlining have locked Black families out of the single most important tool for building wealth in America, real estate. They've partnered with organizations like the Dearborn Realtist Board, the oldest Black real estate trade group in the country, to become leading voices in the fight to close the racial home ownership gap. They use their huge public platform to teach people about the importance of buying property and building equity. They understand that a mortgage can be a more powerful tool for freedom than a movie role. Their message is clear and direct. Ownership is power. Whether it's owning your content, your home, or your business, the path to closing the wealth gap runs through equity. The legacy of the Tate brothers is still being written, but their impact is already obvious. They represent a new model for a wealthy Black family. Collaborative, media savvy, and socially conscious. They're using their fame not just for themselves, but as a platform to lift up their community. By combining the glamour of Hollywood with the practical mission of financial empowerment, the Tates are building a dynasty that's as much about influence as it is about income.
Nah, you good, bro.
Coming in at number 5 is a man who wasn't just a businessman. He was a one-man economic universe. He was a pioneer who built a massive, self-sustaining empire in the heart of Black Chicago long before anyone was talking about vertical integration.
Ooh.
This is the titan of industry, Anthony Overton.
Mix.
Born into slavery in Louisiana in 1865, Overton's life is an incredible story of relentless ambition. His father, a former slave, became a small business owner and made sure his son got the education he never had. Overton earned a law degree and even served as a judge before entrepreneurship called his name. He started in Kansas City, where in 1898 he founded the Overton Hygienic Manufacturing Company with just $2,000. He started with baking powder, but soon saw an opportunity with explosive potential: cosmetics made specifically for Black women. His high brown face powder was a massive hit. After a flood destroyed his business in Kansas City, Overton didn't quit. He moved his entire operation to the booming city of Chicago in 1911. Moving to Chicago was a genius move. He was now in the middle of the Great Migration with a...
You see it? You see the correlations here? Vertical integration shows up for the second time in these lessons. It must end one's business vocabulary. Vertical integration. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly.
Built-in customer base that was desperate for products that actually saw them. By 1915, his company was making over 60 different products and shipping them around the world. But Anthony Overton was just getting warmed up. This is where he goes from a successful entrepreneur to a legendary dynasty builder. He realized that to be truly secure, his community needed more than just cosmetics. They needed their own financial institutions. In 1922, he founded the Douglas National Bank, the second nationally chartered Black-owned bank in the country. The very next year, he established the Victory Life Insurance Company. Then he got into media, creating the Chicago Bee newspaper and the Half-Century magazine. He housed all of it in the magnificent Overton Hygienic Building, a landmark in Bronzeville. This was Overton's ultimate vision, a closed-loop economic empire. A Black family could get a loan for a house from Douglas National Bank, protect their family with a policy from Victory Life Insurance, read news about their world in the Chicago Bee, and use cosmetics from Overton Hygienic. Money earned in the community stayed in the community, building wealth for everyone. He was the first African American to run a major business conglomerate of this size. Although the Great Depression eventually took his bank, Overton's legacy is immense. He created the blueprint for Black capitalism and self-sufficiency. He was a visionary who saw that true wealth wasn't just about your own fortune, but about building the institutions that let a community control its own destiny.
Jesse Binger.
At number 4, we honor the founding father of Black banking in Chicago, a man who showed up in the city with $10 in his pocket and built a financial empire that became the bedrock of the Black metropolis. This is the story of Jesse Binger. Born in Detroit in 1865, Binger learned about business from his mother, who developed real estate for Black families moving north. After dropping out of high school, Binger drifted around the country before landing in Chicago in 1893, drawn by the World's Fair. With nothing but hustle and the lessons he learned from his mother, Binger got into real estate. His strategy was simple but brilliant. He bought rundown buildings on the South Side, fixed them up himself, and rented them to the thousands of Black families arriving during the Great Migration. He was building a fortune by providing something everyone needed in a city where housing discrimination was the law of the land. His real estate business was a huge success, but Binger saw a bigger problem. White-owned banks either wouldn't lend to Black people or charged them insane rates. How could...
You said, you're in Durham, North Carolina. We had Mutual Life Insurance, one of the largest Black-owned banks and insurance companies. The founders' names are all over streets, schools, and city buildings throughout the city. Yup. Oh yeah, you'll definitely see a lot of that over there.
The community built wealth if they couldn't get access to capital. His chance came during the financial panic of 1907. When a white-owned bank went under, Binga seized the moment. In 1908, he bought the failed bank's building and opened the Binga Bank, the first privately owned black bank in Chicago. This was more than a business. It was a declaration of economic independence. On its first day, deposits reportedly topped $200,000. The Binga Bank became the financial heart of Bronzeville. It gave black entrepreneurs the money to start businesses and black families the mortgages to buy homes. Binga's marriage to Eudora Johnson, who came from a wealthy black family, brought even more capital into the bank. By 1921, he got a state charter, and the Binga State Bank was born. Just 3 years later, it had over $1.3 million in deposits. Binga became a living symbol of black success. He was a millionaire, a major philanthropist, and he openly challenged the city's racial rules. When he moved his family into a then all-white neighborhood, his home was bombed multiple times.
Damn.
Binga refused to leave, becoming a hero in the black community.
The
tragic end of Binga's story is a painful reminder of how fragile black wealth was. The Great Depression devastated the South Side. As his customers lost their jobs and savings, the Binga State Bank, which had invested everything back into its own community, eventually collapsed. Binga was controversially convicted of embezzlement, a charge many believed was politically motivated. He lost everything. But Jesse Binga's legacy isn't defined by his fall. It's defined by his incredible rise. For over 20 years, he provided the financial fuel that built the black metropolis. He proved that a black-owned bank could not only survive, but thrive. And he laid the foundation for every black financial institution that came after him. He was the original architect of black capital in Chicago. Wait, you might be thinking, didn't we already talk about the Gardeners?
Yeah, I was just about to say it.
But to truly understand the massive scale of the empire they built and how it transformed Chicago, we have to bring them back, right here in the top 3.
Okay.
The story of Soft Sheen isn't just about a good product. It's a masterclass in how a family business can become a cultural and political powerhouse. Let's just look at the numbers again. When Edward and Betty Ann Gardner started in their basement in 1964, they were just trying to fill a need. For 15 years, they built a solid business. Then came the Carefree Curl in 1979. The effect was like an earthquake. The company's sales didn't just grow, they multiplied. Within a decade, Soft Sheen's annual revenue blew past $80 million, making it the biggest black-owned beauty company in America. At its peak, it employed over 400 people, most of them from the surrounding South Side community. This is where the Gardners' story goes from a business success to a dynasty of influence. They built a state-of-the-art corporate campus right at 87th and Dobson. This wasn't just an office, it was an anchor. At a time when factories were closing all over Chicago, the Gardners were building one, investing millions back into their own neighborhood.
Damn.
That intersection is now named Gardner's Corner in their honor. The Gardners saw their wealth as a tool. Their most legendary moment of civic power came in 1983. Harold Washington was running to become Chicago's first black mayor. His campaign had ignited incredible hope, but it was up against the city's powerful and hostile political machine.
Of course.
It desperately needed a massive voter registration drive. Edward Gardner stepped up. Using Soft Sheen's advertising muscle and organizational skills, he helped launch a campaign that registered over 200,000 new voters, almost all from the black community. It was this wave of new voters that swept Washington into office, changing Chicago history forever. Gardner didn't just write a check. He used his entire corporate empire for a political cause. The family's commitment didn't stop there. They were co-owners of the Chicago
Hey, hold up,
Bulls.
hold
They
up, hold
poured money into
up.
reviving the historic Regal
All
Theater.
right, so maybe this is a conspiracy theory. Maybe I'm just kind of thinking outside the box here. I can be totally off on this. I could be 110% off on this. Just tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all remember Barbershop 2? You remember Barbershop 2? Yeah. Get down with the D-Lo. What is it? What is it? Get down with D-Lo Brown? Yeah. Get down with D-Lo Brown. Couldn't that be? Listen. I'm trying to think here. Couldn't that potentially be what was going on? I'm just curious. To know. I don't know. Laylo Brown, not D-Lo, but Laylo Brown. Get down with Laylo Brown. Get down with Laylo. So, hear me out. Listen. Just humor me for a second, Bull City. Humor me for a second. In Barbershop 2, look at Buddy right here. Look at him, right? Light skin, could potentially have been was a mogul in the hairline business, but they use barbershop instead, right? The ones who was making the new barbershops, and then they was building new infrastructure over there around the barbershop, around Calvin's barbershop. Light skin. And then Laylo Brown, the guy, the new black mayor for Chicago that we just seen, could that have been Laylo Brown? And that's something they were trying to say, they were trying to throw that in there. Just kind of giving little history about Chicago, maybe, but just in a different way. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. I ain't saying it's true. So now you want to go back and look at and watch that movie, Barbershop 2. I think I'm gonna watch it tonight after this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I'm gonna go back and watch it. I ain't gonna lie, because now I'm looking at this. Y'all know how politics work, dog. You remember when Calvin walked into that room when both of them were Laylo Brown and old buddy, the investor dude, they were sitting at the table, then old buddy covered up that money. That investment money to go to Laylo Brown to say that, look, I'm sponsoring you to do what you need to do, to back you, so that way you can win mayor, so that way you can do what we need to do, so we can get certain infrastructures and we can pay for it. Well, we can get ownership of certain.
Serious today, but that was crazy.
I'm not
that was
feeding.
crazy.
I'm not feeding. I'm not
Okay.
feeding.
Theater, bringing world-class entertainment back to the South Side. They started a non-profit called Black on Black Love to fight community violence. When the time came, their children, Gary and Terry, took over. The eventual sale to L'Oreal in 1998.
You see where I'm going with this, right? But could have switched the narrative. Like he may, of course, he probably just switched the narrative around to, for the entertainment factor. But could that have been the situation? He's like, you know what? To kind of throw that in there, we ain't gonna talk about, the hair products. We're gonna use barbershops because this is the name of the movie is Barbershop. So we're gonna throw that in there. We got this guy, this investor, this black investor guy. He's investing in this new upcoming mayor, Laylo Brown. Gardeners. Yeah.
For a massive, undisclosed sum was the end of an era. but
And
it
you know he
cemented
loves a
the
little
family's
church.
immense
You feel me?
fortune.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
And even then, their loyalty to Chicago was absolute.
Just saying.
A key condition of the sale was that L'Oreal had to keep the South Side headquarters open, a final gift to the community that made them. The Gardner family's fortune is vast, but their true legacy is in the jobs they created, the political barriers they shattered, and the community they never stopped fighting for. They didn't just get rich in Chicago, they enriched Chicago itself. At number 2, we have to talk about the single most powerful and successful Black person to ever call Chicago home. And while she's one person, not a multi-generational family.
Not Harpo Studios.
You hear what you're saying out loud, bro?
Harpo Studios. That's crazy. Harpo Studios. That's crazy, fam. That's crazy. That is wild. I did not know that. That's crazy as hell.
The empire she built in Chicago, Harpo Studios, functioned as a dynasty in its own right. Oprah Winfrey is a figure of such incredible wealth and influence that her story is permanently fused with the Windy City. Oprah came to Chicago in 1984 to host a morning talk show that was failing AM Chicago. Within a month, it was the #1 show in town. By 1985, it was renamed The Oprah Winfrey Show. But the decision that turned her from a popular TV host into a billionaire mogul was her brilliant move to demand ownership. Instead of just taking a huge salary, Oprah, with her attorney Jeffrey Jacobs, decided to bet on herself. She rejected the employee route and formed her own production company, Harpo Productions, which would own the show. This was a game changer. She wasn't just the talent anymore. She was the boss. In 1990, she cemented this empire by opening Harpo Studios, a massive 3.5-acre campus in the West Loop that she turned into a world-class production facility. From this Chicago nerve center, Oprah built an unrivaled media empire. The Oprah Winfrey Show, filmed at Harpo until its final episode in 2011, became a global cultural force. But the real genius was how she used the show to launch everything else. An endorsement from Oprah's book club could make an author a multi-millionaire overnight. She launched the Oprah magazine. She produced movies and other TV shows, all from her Chicago headquarters. At its peak, Harpo Studios was an economic engine, employing hundreds and single-handedly revitalizing the entire West Loop, turning a gritty industrial area into one of the city's trendiest neighborhoods. By 1995, her net worth was estimated at over $300 million. By the time she became the first Black woman billionaire in 2003, her Chicago operation was the foundation for all of it. While Oprah eventually moved her main operations to Los Angeles to launch her network, OWN, the wealth she built in Chicago is staggering. The sale of the Harpo campus alone brought in a reported $32 million in 2014. But that's nothing compared to the billions of dollars in value that were created inside those walls. Her Chicago empire gave her the financial firepower to invest in major companies, build a huge real estate portfolio, and become one of the most generous philanthropists on the planet. Oprah's legacy in Chicago is almost mythical. She is the ultimate self-made woman, a one-person dynasty whose vision and business savvy created a fortune that rivals families with centuries of old money. Her story proved that with a commitment to ownership, you could build a global empire from the heart of Chicago.
So, before we get to the last one, Magic Johnson, I'm guessing, but before we get to the last one, y'all understanding the key here, the key to all of this shit that we from last week's lesson to this week's lesson. Ownership is key. Ownership is key. Oprah is the brand. Not her, not what the fuck she does for a living. Oprah is the brand. Tyler Perry is the brand. Tyler Perry is the brand. Rick Ross is the brand. Rick Ross is the brand. Ownership. Why do you think that all these rappers are trying to get their catalogs back? Because that's where they have the true ownership of all of their shit. They're starting to realize that. That's why they're trying to get all their catalogs. That's why all these rappers and artists, look, I need my catalogs. That's where the true ownership and wealth comes in. Courtnee Edgar Show. It ain't about the live streams. It's about Courtnee Edgar. I'm the brand. Not the shit that I'm doing. I'm the brand. What this is putting me in the space. This is putting me in the space. That's why we focus on, that's why I wanted to make this show the Courtnee Edgar Show, because it's Courtnee Edgar. That's the person that you come here to see. Ownership, 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 ownership. So when we talk about, I told y'all before, we focusing on sponsorships too, but guess what though? If I don't have full content control, and if I can't run my show how I want to run my show, me and that sponsorship won't align. I only want to rock with sponsors who will allow me to have full content creative control and who won't censor me. They just want to be a part of the Courtnee Edgar brand.
And now, we've arrived at number 1. The family that stands as the undisputed royal dynasty of Black Chicago. A family that didn't just report on Black culture, but actively shaped it for over 70 years, building a media empire that made them, for a time, the most powerful and influential Black family in America. This is the legacy of the Johnson family, founders of Johnson Publishing Company. The story starts in 1942 with a man of incredible vision, John H. Johnson. Working an office job in Chicago, he saw something that no one else in media seemed to notice, a world where Black Americans were portrayed as they really were, successful, dignified, and complex. With a $500 loan secured by his mother's furniture, he mailed out offers for a new magazine. That small bet gave birth to Negro Digest, and Johnson Publishing Company was born. That was the spark. The explosion came in 1945 with the launch of Ebony magazine. In a media world that either ignored or caricatured Black life, Ebony was a revelation. It showcased Black achievement, Black glamour, and Black life in all its richness. It was an immediate success. In 1951, he followed it up with Jet, a weekly news magazine that became required reading in every Black household, famously covering the civil rights movement with a power and closeness that mainstream media just couldn't match.
Mohawk Johnson.
From their iconic headquarters on South Michigan Avenue, the first Chicago skyscraper designed by a Black architect, the Johnsons reigned over a media kingdom. And this was a true family business. John H. Johnson was the visionary. His wife, Eunice W. Johnson, was the sophisticated matriarch and a business powerhouse herself. She founded the Ebony Fashion Fair in 1958, a traveling fashion show that brought high fashion to Black audiences all over the country and raised millions for charity. This led to the family's second game-changing idea. During the fashion tours, Eunice noticed that the models had to mix their own makeup because no company made products that matched their skin tones. So, in 1973, she launched Fashion Fair Cosmetics, a line of prestige beauty products made for Black women. It became a force in the industry, sold in high-end department stores and generating hundreds of millions in revenue. At its peak, Johnson Publishing was a diversified empire.
Johnson.
It had magazines, cosmetics, a book division, and even a radio station. John H. Johnson was the first African American to appear on the Forbes 400 list of wealthiest Americans in 1982. The family's wealth was enormous, and their influence was off the charts. They had the ear of presidents, the respect of civil rights leaders, and the trust of millions of Black Americans. They didn't just run a business. They were a cultural institution.
Yep.
After John H. Johnson's death in 2005, his daughter, Linda Johnson Rice, took over as CEO. The 21st century media world brought huge challenges, and the company eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2019, selling its assets. But the end of the company doesn't diminish the dynasty. For over 70 years, the Johnson family stood.
So I'm guessing that's his lineage. Brandon Johnson is a lineage of him. That's what I'm guessing.
At the
sons, maybe. That must be his son.
Absolute top of Black wealth and power in Chicago and the nation. They built an empire from nothing, changed the way an entire race of people saw themselves, and created a legacy of excellence that is still the benchmark for Black enterprise. They are, and always will be, Chicago's first family of Black wealth. The stories of these 10 families are a powerful reminder of what's possible, even when the odds are stacked against you. They're a core part of Chicago's history and a vital chapter in the American story.
Yep. Same politician that Gardner's funded as well. Yep. That's a fact. Yep. He would have to be a grandson, great grandson. Yeah. Great grandson, probably so.
And if you were inspired by these stories of ambition, struggle, and incredible success, please show your support by subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. We have so many more stories to tell, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. From the defiant ambition of Jesse Binga to the meat.
Man, listen, dog. Listen, man, that is great stuff. There's so much content on that. There's so much content. I think that's gonna be a heavy hitter for us. I think that's gonna be the angle at the end of all the live streams, because I think that's gonna be dope. I think it's very informative for people who don't know. I think bibliographies and all that shit that they have on YouTube too, from people. Man, I used to listen to a lot of different bibliographies, like from J.P. Morgan Chase, from Hershey's, Coca-Cola, Henry Ford. Man, it's a lot. And understanding, and here's my biggest thing though, bro. These people were doing it when there wasn't a media age. They were doing all this shit when there wasn't media, when they talk about newspapers. So you can only imagine what it took for them to do what it was that they're doing, to do what it was that they did. We're in the media age, bro. And I'm going to continue to keep beating this in people's head. We're in the media age where we can reach millions, millions, and millions of people. Do y'all understand that I can have I'm just going to put this into perspective. I would be able to have, let's just go ahead and look at it in the future. When I have 10 million subscribers, right? And then on a regular basis, I got minimum 3,000 some people in a live stream at one time, right? Do y'all understand that I wouldn't even have tipped the iceberg of a side of YouTube that I wouldn't even have tapped into yet? There's still gonna be other individuals on the other side of YouTube that got millions of fucking subscribers that I've never fucking heard of before. And y'all, this is the easiest time to do it. And the thing is, I'm so upset. The reason I'm so upset is because I'm like, bro, I should have done this shit. I should have started this shit so long ago. I could have started this shit during the pandemic time. Could have been doing this during the pandemic time. When all I had was, when I wasn't working during the pandemic, when I could have just been live streaming this entire time, bro. Could have been live streaming this entire time. But hey, it is what it is. We here now, right? And can't go back in time. Can't go back to what was and what could have been. But we here now. But just looking at that right now, that'd be 4 years. That'd be 4 years of me in. And mind you, that ain't even that long ago. So that's exactly, Bull City. That's exactly what we're doing. We making the most of it, and we going the fuck in. That's exactly what we doing. We going the fuck in. It's the blueprint that was molded in much tougher times. It can be implemented today. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The blueprint is always there. And one of the biggest things is ownership. Ownership. The more you own, the more power you have, the more moves you can make. Ownership. All of it is ownership, bro. Vertical integration. That's it. If we learn that, to stop focus. Listen, if you got a 9-to-5 job, listen, I need people to get this out of their head. Cool. If you got a 9-to-5, don't feel bad about it, but use it as leverage to get you to where you're trying to go. Use that shit as leverage, bro. Just because you got a 9-to-5, don't think it's the end of the world. Listen, set a plan for yourself. All right, what is it I want to do, right? I got my 9-to-5. I'm not afraid to tell y'all, yes, nigga, I still work. Absolutely. Why the fuck would I not want to work? I'm not going to be one of these idiots out here that's going to say, hey, man, you know what? I'm really enjoying doing live streaming. So you know what? I'm going to do this full fucking time. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to bank on the YouTube. Man, you stupid. No, I'm not doing that. Why would I miss out on more money? That's dumb. Why would I miss out on money? That is stupid. Because now I can make sure all the bills are paid. I'm straight over here. Now I can mentally focus on what I got going on here and what I'm building over here. I got more energy to focus on this, to do what it is that I need to do to get me where I'm trying to go. Because as you already know, we got things to do. We ain't tipped the iceberg yet. And trust me, you gonna know when that iceberg has been tipped. You gonna know. I may not say it, but you damn sure gonna know. You feel me? That's what we do. We moving like top dogs over here already. We moving like top dogs.
That's top dog aura right there.
You feel me?
Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry, I found out a way how to make my money work for me in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't something just trust me situation. This is legit, and this is something that your every average day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short-term play. It's a long-term play. There's a promo going on right now, so you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up because this is too valuable. The link is in the description. And hey, let's get our money up. Let's get back to the video.
Yep, you're right. You right, Bull City. All of it. That's Amazon is the prime example. Nah, you wild as fuck, bro. 10-foot ceilings, baby. Bro, your ass crazy as fuck, bro. But yeah, owning all of that. Looking at what Amazon is doing and how their vertical integration, yes, they are a great example of how it is moving today. It's a great example. And that's exactly how we're moving. That's exactly how we're moving. Because we're focused on the long term. We're focused on the 10-year. We focus on the 10-year. We ain't focus on the 2-year. We focus on the 10-year. I'm telling you, year 10, boy, I can only imagine what we're gonna be by then. Oh my God. Oh my God. You hear me? But yeah, tonight was solid. I love this. I'm glad you told me to start implementing this into the live stream, bro. I think this is dope. I do. So listen, man, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with your boy tonight. Y'all are phenomenal. Y'all are great. I thank you for everything that y'all are doing. For those of y'all who continue to keep rocking with your boy, continue to keep kicking it with your boy. A little Jim, take what you do seriously. Don't take yourself too serious. Facts. Facts. That's why we add the entertainment. That's why I listen. One thing's for sure too. I always want to make sure I bring the entertainment too. Even though we learn the lesson, I want to bring the entertainment too. You know what I'm saying? So and still be able to hold frame while we have the entertainment, while we laugh, we joke, and we still get the lessons that we need to learn as well. So I agree 110%, bro. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for kicking with your boy. I thank you. And until next time, make sure you are here with me on the Banter and Barter Show on Tuesday. Come kick it with your people. Oh, we're gonna have a guest too, man. We're gonna have on Rebecca. We're gonna have Rebecca on there too. The book of Rebecca. We're gonna have her on the panel Tuesday too. So she gonna come kick it with us. It's gonna be pretty dope. It's gonna be pretty fun. So make sure y'all are here, dog. But until next time, I'll holler.